Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. North American stock futures back in positive territory, although we are kind of a little bit wishy-washy this morning, back and forth depending on what you're looking at. We had more positive vaccine data coming out. This time from AstraZeneca, although AstraZeneca shares trading lower now on some speculation regarding this. But AstraZeneca's Oxford trial coming out with a 90% efficacy rate. We'll talk about that coming up. The market's looking to bounce back after a negative week last week. All three major indexes closing on Friday back in negative territory, capping off week to the downside. Travel names positive to start this morning, but they're also coming back a little bit here on the vaccine news. All the airlines, the cruise operators moving into positive territory. I noticed some of the retailers as well, pretty active in the pre-market this morning. Also, the smaller EV makers, very active this morning. We'll talk about Solo once again. Had that Citron note out on Friday. Big offering this morning for Solo. And some of the stay-at-home stocks popping back up this morning. Even with the positive vaccine data, there's still spiking COVID-19 cases globally that we are having to deal with. It's Monday, November 23rd, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. There we go. Look at Asian markets from the overnight session. You can see mostly positive top to bottom here. Japan was actually closed for a holiday. Australia lower, along with some energy prices. Let's go over to Europe and see how things are shaping up so far. A bit of a mix showing here. We'll shift over to North America as well and see how things are shaping up. Yeah, we are heading back to the downside here ever so slightly, but still positive for the most part, top to bottom. You can see pretty flat at the bottom end of things here. Crude oil exactly flat at the moment. Gold in negative territory to start. Bitcoin also, guys, is pretty flat so far this morning. We had a big week last week for cryptocurrencies we were talking about, but not much going on so far this morning. It's all about vaccine news so far to start things off. Another week, another Monday, more positive vaccine data.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, get it out of the way. It is Thanksgiving week for the United States. So no trading show on Thursday, but lots of action today. A couple of things that just hit the wire here. Trump was making a parting shot possibly at China. But AYRO, a 10 million offering. So high flyer in the EV space. Just like a minute or two ago, cratered about $1, actually $1 and change through this 940 level on the news of that offering. So a few of these other names are pulling back in. I mean, IDEX just happened to be in it when this happened, so that's also flushing to the downside. It feels like this offering has brought a few of these names back in. Needless to say, the EV space is going to once again be in play, so it should be an interesting one. I mean, I can't say enough about how good these stocks have been for a day trade at least. Certainly should be an interesting week here, Sean.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, we're excited for this week with Thanksgiving coming up. I just noticed Snapchat. We're going to get into it right now. Breaking through all-time highs right now. Snapchat 4560, some new product just released. So that's going to be one that's on my radar coming up right now. Actually, a break of 4560. We're going to go long Snapchat. And not a huge position, but a decent one. Also, yeah, NEO, the electric space. We'll put up the imbalance locator quickly for you before we get back to business here. But NEO, 900,000 shares, Pfizer, CCL. So they're all here. Here's XPEV as well, guys. And there's the baddest of them all, Palantir, on watch again.
All right, guys, I'm just going to bring this Snapchat headline up here. Here we go. Launches Spotlight, new entertainment platform for users generated content within Snapchat. So Spotlight, I guess, is the name of it, this new platform. So yeah, a little bit of headline there, just crossing the wires. Let's have a look, guys, at what's coming up a little bit later on in the show this morning. We'll get another brand new educational video out to you about 11:40, 11:45. Valeria will have it in the chat for you, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, we have a chat, not necessarily debunk, but have a chat about 3 common myths when it comes to day trading. So our thoughts on those in that video. Lots of great stuff in that video itself. Let's get over to the desk and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning, Brandon, and hello, traders. Happy Monday, everyone. Please be supportive, subscribe to our channel, share the link with friends, and hit thumbs up. Let's get it started, Brandon.
Yeah, I was just reading more about this Snapchat headline. There were actually rumors, I believe. I remember reading about this back on Friday, but it's a It's an opportunity for users to earn more and share in the earnings. So up to 1 million generated US per day, apparently. So we'll keep an eye on Snapchat here as we go forward. Let's have a look at what traders did here at Day Trade the World back on Friday. Another great day here for top 10 traders at Day Trade the World. Coming out of the US here, number 1, 45,000. Number 2, some UK and European markets there, 20,000. More US all the way down to number 6. You can see, got to go all the way down to number 8 before you get down to just four digits instead of the five-figure club there. So another great day for traders here at Day Trade the World. Let's jump into what is moving around in the pre-market. Join us every day, guys, starting at 8:30 coming up on Monday. Why don't we do that? It was number 3, right, Lucas? For the show. We'll try that. Number 3, there we go. Yeah, starting next Monday, 8:30 start time, guys. We're shifting it back 30 minutes. More analysis, more stocks, more data coming your way between 8:30 and 9:30. And then, yeah, we'll cap things off at 11:30 instead of 12 o'clock. So that is next Monday. Let's jump into what's moving around this morning. We'll start things off with AstraZeneca here, guys. We had a headline that just came out there. I have to double check on who it was, but someone saying that this data from AstraZeneca might have been embellished a little bit as far as the 90% number goes.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's AstraZeneca, pretty solid company. You do see it's trading to the downside, and I think when they came through and they said like 62% for one dose or treatment structure, and then 90% for the other, for an average of 70% effectiveness. Either way, the market, I guess, took that as a negative. Probably just looking at the numbers from Moderna and Pfizer, if I had to guess. I mean, who knows? But AstraZeneca is not going to present that rollover opportunity just because we're already starting to trade to the downside here. So, you know, outside of maybe seeing what happens if it defends like a 53.76 or 70 area from Thursday's action at the bottom, I'm probably not going to be too involved in it. If there's a test up here at 55.40 in a rollover, that's what I was looking to play. It's probably going to get thrown out the window because it's hard to see if there's any, you know, that headline you just mentioned there, Brennan, if there's any talk of it being embellished or whatnot. I can't see us jumping up a buck. In case that does happen, I'm ready to play off of Friday's highs.
Yeah, AstraZeneca, I wrote down 55.50 if it does break out. We'll see what happens. But look at this already, guys. Snapchat, I took this ahead of everybody. You know, I wasn't in when we took this. And there we go. We took it 45.65, or sorry, 45.66 as I look at the screen there. Out some 75, then out some at 90. So already a nice little 30-cent win there. And looking for more here as it looks like it's going to break the spread right now. Quite large, printing 96s. We're long 66. So here we go. Snapchat breaking through all-time highs. So that was a good one. And AstraZeneca, yeah, Neil just talked about it. Good, obviously there. They don't come out. I mean, it was 70%, not as good as the 95, I guess. 90 plus from Pfizer, BioNTech, and Moderna. So yeah, I'm looking at AstraZeneca. I'm actually holding this in my own account, long right around here, 54 and change. So I'm actually going to try to get out if it does break 54. I don't like this one too much, but there we go, guys. And it's already started. We're already going to hit this already early for you guys. Bang. There's a 45-cent win right now and looking to take some more off right here in Snapchat, guys.
All right, guys, let's go to the travel group. Back to the upside this morning, although a lot of them, as I mentioned, coming back in a little bit here as we fade off a little bit on the futures as well. Some of the airlines still in positive territory. There was some individual news on United this morning involving some COVID-19 testing that they're going to start doing individually. DAL, Delta as well, also still holding up nicely over 1%. Cruise lines were leading early on this morning, but again, some of those starting to fade off from pre-market highs here.
Yeah, UAL also with a bit of an offering as well. So, you know, it was trading to the upside. We're basically flat on it now. So I'm going to sort of highlight United Airlines here just because it's trying to get back towards that $40 area. You go to the daily chart, just you sort of look at this little pullback here. And there was this little, you know, sort of fail break at 40. If we can hover around that price, I mean, you're getting, again, potentially positive vaccine news. And I think this could be a nice little place to defend. Now, you might see sideways action usually when you have an offering come in. So I would anticipate maybe it stabilized a little bit. So looking for something holding around this 40 even on United Airlines. I was also having a quick look at AMC just a little bit because you know, it's one of my favorite sort of recovery type plays. And it's looking like it's not really breaking too hard. And the upside, The volume's not really there yet on AMC, but I am looking to see how that 362 top does hold, and that's just the pre-market highs. You are seeing it trying to break back up above the 50 period, and every time it's gapped up, there's been a fade play. This time on the drug news, there just really isn't too much of a move to the upside, so I don't wonder if there isn't a shot to squeeze through the top. So I'm watching AMC here.
Okay, and yeah, I'm watching CCL just because we have this nice, beautiful bottom. I'm going to give a shout out to Daryl if you're on. Let me know what you think, or anybody that actively trades CCL as well. 1733 here was the bottom on Friday, and then we did have a little bit of just an area of trade here. 1760 to 1730. That's only 30 cents, so I'm not super excited about CCL. More excited about Snapchat, of course, but we are up that 2% on. I mean, I don't think this is great news. I mean, obviously the vaccine is minutes away. I mean, what do you want to talk about it being first quarter, second quarter? It's coming, but I just don't think we take anything out here on CCL. I do like it if it does break the top. I mean, I wrote down 1810 as a top break, but right now I'm not in love with CCL. Would rather let this one trade through and see what happens. There is a big buy on this one, so I do think that that's probably what's propping this stock up just a little bit right now. So we'll wait to see if it comes down and tests the 1730 area.
All right, guys, let's go to Roku next. We mentioned some of the stay-at-home type stocks, very active in the pre-market. This one, Roku, among the strongest, up about 2.5%. Needham coming out this morning with an upgrade to buy, and they also raised their price target to a street high $315 for Roku. Other names like Zoom, checked out Spotify as well, not really doing a heck of a lot. Zoom actually negative here so far this morning.
Yeah, you know, some stay-at-home names, I guess, Pfizer proof or vaccine proof. I don't know what you want to call it. Either way, I'm looking at Friday's top here. There's 266 pre-market lows as well for Roku to maybe give a shot to roll over and bounce off of this level here off the open. So looking for the dip buy in Roku. Obviously, you are seeing a tight consolidation through the top. It has moved off this before. Just to give you an example, going into last week, there was a tight pre-market action back on the 17th. That did break out to the upside, and then you had the following day basically the same type of tight consolidation and then sort of a clean breakdown. So that's why I'm looking towards that pre-market low to be my guide on Roku. If it holds the bottom, we can catch something in front of that 266. Again, going to take a shot going long here on Roku.
Yeah, Roku, I mean, the best just keep on getting better here, guys. Like our friend Jim Cramer says, play the up stocks. So this is already up. So this is, I mean, look at Snapchat, first of all. We're going to go back to that. Let's go back to Snapchat right now just for a minute here. This is Snapchat, and or is it? Snap, here you go. We're ripping to the high side right now. We're long right here, 45.60. Just took some more out at 21. Now we have half left on Snapchat, so we'll see about that one. But here's Roku. Look, I mean, upgrades keep coming through. They got HBO Max apparently done last week as well, 271. The chart of Roku is absolutely fantastic. I was over at my dad's house. He got a new TCL TV there, and they have Roku in it. TCL, that's the Chinese brand. I believe it's either Chinese or Korean. They're selling so many of those TVs at Costco. It's unbelievable, but 271 and change of the high side. Look, Roku just keeps on going. I wouldn't say you take out, bye-bye Snapchat. I wouldn't say you take out the top here, but you definitely wait to see what happens. I have a bid. Well, I will be putting a bid down here around 266. Let's just see if it holds these highs. 265.50 there on Friday, and then the ultimate high of about 266. So let's see if it holds these highs. But there goes Snapchat, guys. We did it again. Just another $1 in the money on this pre-market break off the headlines that they've created some new product. I don't have a Snapchat account, but I know a lot of people do. So there goes Snapchat. Boom! It's already a nice little wheelbarrow type of day, Mr. Wicken.
Yeah, what a move. Wow, 5% already for Snap. Straight to the upside. Yeah, let's keep going here, guys. More drug maker news this morning, this time involving Merck. Not vaccine related. This is in the cancer space. They picked up OncoImmune, which is a privately held cancer-related company, $425 million in cash to further their development of treatments in this space, guys. So Merck gapping up on that news today.
This is probably not. I don't really see this as like a necessarily game-breaking move here for Merck. You're already seeing it pull back in just a little bit. I feel like we talked about this when you look at the daily chart, you see this kind of choppy action. There's probably only one way you're going to be involved as a day trader, and that's really just if you get a shot to buy off of some of these little dips and you get these little bit of ranges made, fair enough. So if it pulls back, and I'm looking right here at this previous consolidation going back into late September, right about 80 to 80.50. If it gets down into that range, and you had this little close here last couple of days, it was that tight range. I think if it pulls all the way back in, maybe you can catch some bid buying or some buy support. But it's 78,000 shares. That's why I don't think it's going to be a big time mover there in Merck. So unless we get some sideways action that you can buy maybe going into the afternoon or lunchtime on Merck, not going to be touching it. You'll see me here back into that Naked Brands. It just broke down to below that 22-cent mark. So it was a bit of a run after Friday's dip in Naked. And I just want to quickly jump to this name. It was very, very weak. We talked about shorting it pretty much the entire day and then the entire afternoon, but it is gapping to the upside. It tested that 26. That was that breakdown price we had in the pre-market. It just tested that, and I had a few shorts here. One worked, one did not. Now I'm back in on the 22 break. Get this to about this 23.5, 24 range. Obviously, 26 is a big time level. Squeezes on if it breaks through that.
Yeah, okay, and I just want to put everyone's point here. So what we're doing right now is we're going over the watch list, and it's watchlist.tradertv.live. We call it Morning Movers, and it's absolutely free, okay? And what we're doing is we're just going over these one by one. So AstraZeneca, we talked about some travel stocks in play here as well, Roku, Merck, and then this is why I bring this up, Brendan, is because right now everybody's asking about Solo. So that's the next on our list, so why don't you take that, bud?
Yeah, let's get right to it. I just saw somebody asking about an offering as well. So yeah, we'll talk about what an offering is, first of all, and what an offering does to the value of shares. So Solo, if you remember back on Friday, the Citron note that came out calling the company $1 million fraud or whatever it was to that effect. But big move down for Solo. We come in this morning. If you remember, I mean, we can look at the daily chart. Maybe that'll help. This thing has absolutely exploded on a daily time frame from 2.5 up to 12.5. We're coming off from that point now. So yeah, we had Citron on Friday, $200 million shelf offering today, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's Solo, but the company is Electra
Mechanica.
Mechancia. Yeah, okay. Electra Mechancia, good one. Okay, good name. I actually like that name. All right, so let's go over here. Solo. So yeah, off that, we're going to. Come on, chart. You already looked at the daily chart there. Let's just look at a quick minute chart. If it loads, there it goes here. So now we're looking at this. So the move's already happened down there to 975. We missed that bottom completely. It did support it last Friday or last Thursday down here at 950. There was some decent support levels. And then on Friday, we tipped down as low as 10.25, which is looking like what we're trying to bust right now. This Snapchat, by the way, is now more than $1 in the money. So we're really happy with that one. Good way to start the day for sure. I'm looking at this level right here. Take this out. It's been super hot. The daily chart looks perfect for me for another blowout here. $10.50 was the bottom right here before we went to about $10.90. We bounced off $10.50 a couple times here on Friday, and then we're looking at it right now again. So that's the high, man. It's actually $10.55 is this little wick, and then $10.50 is down here. So I think $10.50 is worth looking at. I am going to go over, though. This has kind of gone nuts here, Snapchat. My best out was 47. We went as high as 70 there, which makes it a clean dollar in the money. So we'll take out a little bit more on Snapchat. I don't know what this means, but Solo, $10.50. I already have the order in to go long, guys.
Yeah, I mean, 1050 and change, 1060, whatever you want to call it. It's the same price here. It's going to test through. It's only about 7.5% short interest, but that's not it's not terrible. I mean, I think it could squeeze anyways. When you get those types of reports, we saw what happened. Well, I'll throw Neo out the window there, but we saw Joy on the second day, and that one bouncing strongly to the upside. So you get a bit of a move. It goes into support there, and if it breaks through the top, I think it's a squeeze play. If it does roll over at that same 1050, I would short only in front of that level. I wouldn't touch it above.
All right, guys, let's go to Boeing. Another one still in positive territory this morning, even with the overall market coming back to the downside. The news last week, obviously, the FAA granting them U.S. approval to resume operations of the 737 MAX. So I noticed Boeing, again, relative volume a little bit higher this morning in the pre-market, and also gapping to the upside as well.
I think it's like January in Europe. They'll get the approval, or supposed to. I shouldn't say they will, but they'll be ungrounded. They're at least talking about it in January. I've been talking about pulling back and buying every single dip that you can in Boeing. There was a rather muted one into 200 on Friday, obviously. So let's watch that level again. I think you're breaking out at like 207 or so. But 200 is going to be the bounce play for me. If it does give another dip into that price, I think there could be some buy action. I mean, the market coming off here. So if 200 breaks, 196 was always the level that we watched the last time 200 broke. So keep those two things in mind. Dip buying is probably the only play that I would make in Boeing today.
Again, you got to watch this market here. This is the ES we have up. Sometimes we watch the NASDAQ as well. But right now the ES is pulling back down. Look, it's great news for Boeing all around with their flight coming through, but you did see that huge move up to 224 the last couple of days, and now it's come back in. This is a nice little bottom here, though. 199, 200. I mean, that's fantastic. Doesn't get much better than that. Okay, Snapchat, I saw you, Chaz, but we're going to see if it goes higher than that dollar in the money in a minute. You know what? So I wrote down here 207 because that was the high. We had some difficulties there early on Friday. So 207, if we retest that, we like Boeing to the long side. Actually, that's 206. The ultimate high is 207, so let's adjust that to 206 down here. If we do break near 206, I do like it. It's making a nice little bottom at 200, so we can put some bids. I think that's sort of what Neil was saying down here. 199, 200, obviously we agree with that. Big psychological levels, so Boeing going to be on watch again, but hey, why not take it if it breaks this 203.50? I think that's worth it with only 10 minutes to go. Check out Quick and Balance Locator before back to you, Brendan. This is a popular thing that we do. NEO here, 1.3. Pfizer, a mil. XPEV here at 600,000. CCL, Palantir. I mean, everything. SBE. Mostly things that we're talking about. We will talk about Alibaba. Really happy with what's happened on this one. We're long at 262 in our out long-term account, so nice little $10 on this one, but that's that for the imbalance locator. So far, so good, Brendan.
Yeah, XPEV back at the top of that list once again today. We saw that a couple of times last week, or near the top of the list anyways. Let's have a look at the overall market here. We'll bring Arun in and check out the futures and see what we need to be aware of. A little bit of downside action here. There was a China headline there, brief one. Arun, what are you looking at?
Yeah, you know, that was surprising, quite surprising, because I was actually in position and it kind of blew up my entire position at that point. But I am looking at the long side, 60 on the bottom, 35.60 is the stop. I've still got the position, so it is out of the money a little bit now, but it is coming back. So 35.60 is still the position, 35.60 is the stop. 35.65 area is where I'm looking for support in front of that. Obviously, a nice bounce. Off that headline news, if it can bounce like that, come back fairly quickly, then I think I've chosen the right level. So I'm still going to stick with 35.60 as a support area and 35.40 below it. So alongside bias with 35.60 as a support, as the first line of support, and then 35.40 below that. Of course, if you break the 85, I'm still curious. I said it on Friday. I really want to see what happens above 85 because I think there's some selling above there, but it might be just enough to run some stops and then come back. If it doesn't, fine, but I'm just very curious to see what happens at 35.85 once we get past that. So long side bias with 35.60 is what I've got, Brendan.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. We'll check back in again tomorrow before the open. Ideanomics. Let's go back to EV World. We mentioned, I want to say about a month ago, we were talking about this one, IDEX. They took a stake in an electric tractor company. So they came out this morning and said they've now increased their stake in that same electric tractor company. So kind of EV related here, guys.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, and look, it gaps the upside. This we're noting the liquidity just huge on IDEX. What I mean by that is just the bid ask is, you know, tons of shares being traded in the pre-market here, so 100,000 per level in terms of liquidity. And it rolled off a cliff, and this is right when we did get that report, of course, the share offering that came through on AYRO, and I happened to be short at 199 when this happened, so it's a little bit of luck, I would say, because I think that's what the sell-off was. It's now coming right back into this, 205 to 210 area, which was consolidation, hard consolidation. I'm just going to be shorting in front of it. If it makes a break off the open, I'll just take it out here in front of that 210 and then look for another re-entry point. Now, if it comes all the way back to like a 175, that'd be like that target for me. So midway between these tops and Friday's close. So IDEX, I am in the short. I got back in here around this $2 price. You'll see like 201 as an average price for me. So we'll see what happens. It's already, like I said, it's a little bit lucky that I was short when that offering came in because I think that's the entire reason for this initial dip.
I want to look at NEO on just on another note because it's taking out the highs right now, $50.75. We're going to go long on NIO when it does take that out. It's a big buy imbalance. I know normally we don't take them out right off the open, but I did want to get a little piece of this. So NEO right here, $50.75 if it takes that out. Otherwise, we'll put some bids down here near the $50 mark to see if we can get lucky enough to get long down here with a 50 stop. So a couple plays in mind here for NIO, guys.
Let's go to DTTW Holdings next. A bunch of little ones popping up this morning on electric vehicle related news. We've talked in depth about that Blink charging. So this is another company, guys, that has some sort of charging station product that they've now teamed up with. They didn't actually name the franchise, but they teamed up with a prominent fast food franchise throughout the U.S. They're going to install these charging stations in the parking lots and throughout the U.S. it looks like. So when people come in to stop for something to eat, they can charge their electric vehicles. So 40%, almost 41% here for DPW this morning.
Yeah, and looking strong, like it wants to make a charge at this 365 on the daily. From there, 450, the next level to the upside. So, DPW, if it tries to make a run to those levels, what I mean by strong, you see this break here that happened right at like 830 or so, and then holding this bottom a couple of times. So like a 285 area. Well, it's not technically, it's like 288 was the price, and then holding this level in terms of any kind of a pullback. It did break through 3. It has rejected at 315. This one, like I said, looks a little bit stronger than some of the other gappers this morning, so I'm not going to be shorting it unless it's a failure at the top off the open, or that 365 area that we just looked at in the daily chart, or if it breaks below this 288, I think that could be a nice little place maybe to go short as well. So support, I think, already looks like it's down around this 265 area just in case we do get that breakdown. DPW had to pay for locates on this one, but certainly looks like it's worthwhile.
So it looks like we're going to get into NEO very, very soon, and I do have a BOBA break as well. I like this 274 right here. If we break that, then upside is 275 and change. We're going to get over to that. But look at Snapchat. Here we go. Giddy up, guys. Right now, the cash cow is back in the building, and it's a Monday, so we're ready to rock and roll. Too bad we only have 4 days this week. We're off on Thursday due to U.S. Thanksgiving, and that day maybe we'll be spending some money instead of making some money. But look at Snapchat, guys. 45.64 right now, in the money, more than $1, and we still have 30% of this trade, so it's not bad. And there it is, also into NEO right now, long $50.75 with only 3 minutes to go.
All right, one more little one to talk about here, guys. BioKey, BKYI, had a 148 split back on Friday. We mentioned that. Popping up again this morning, they were talking about a new contract with the Defense Department to install some BioKey type security to one of their specialty departments, so a software and data collection agency in the DoD. So 375 kind of holding right here as resistance right now. Above that, 385 and then $4. This high up here was 440 from the pre-market. So another one, BioKey, guys.
Yeah, just want to get one more in here. Just if you guys are watching KXIN, another look. The space is obviously on fire, but this one up 38%. It's right at an interesting point here, 838, 840 area. A bit of a pullback, and it has some resistance like 2 or 3 times here. So just to let you guys know, I am taking this break right now on KXIN, sort of breaking through this resistance point. Just want to see if it has any juice going into that open. Usually, I'll be shorting into a move like this, but KXIN just looking like it wants to make a break, at least at this 875 area, and then potentially at 9 even. This stock was at about 1350, I think, is that last time it did gap up. So I have no significant levels other than psychologically the pre-market highs, maybe $10, and then 1350. But this one just started breaking through that pre-market resistance, so I took it here long at 843.
I mean, we just took $1.50 on Snapchat right now, guys. Look at this thing. What a monster. Like, we're already hit our goal already, guys, and I know it sucks, but we're going to be making big trades off the open, but we have just smoked the morning, so it's a little belly dance action already. Up, we've hit our goal already, 45.60 here, up $1.50. That's kind of easy right there. And then look at NEO, man, 50.75. Just took some out at 50.99 right there. So yeah, we're already rocking and rolling in what should be already a spicy morning for some of you if you have these trades. So we're already 2 for 2 looking for more. Alibaba is another one that we're looking at. Just broke through 274. I don't have it. I was going to wait for this one, but the market taking off without me here. So Alibaba off to the races here.
Yeah, just about 30 seconds to go, guys. So we got the KXIN, IDEX trying to break through the top. So I'm going to take that one off like I said I would. Wait for a rollover potentially off of the open. But KXIN, I don't think we had it on the watch list, so apologies. But it is another mover, of course, in the EV space. And I have some targets out in the 70s and in front of 9 even. But it is time to drop that countdown because it is Monday and we're about to open in about 10 seconds or so. So let's get this bell locked and loaded, ready to go. Miss V, do the honors. I see that bell lowering here. Bit of a move here also happening in Naked Brands. Let's ring that bell. Market is now open. Also going to be watching, we talked a little bit about this one, AstraZeneca off the open. Going to have a quick look at that one as well. It looks like it is bouncing to the upside. I wanted to play it off of this 55 if it gave me a shot, but there was one move already up there. Let's see if it can't test it again.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna wait for Snapchat to open up and see what does happen. Neo's not open yet, but let's just let this run ride here. We have orders all the way up here to the upside, so we're gonna let that one ride. BABA I don't think is open yet either. No, maybe BABA is open, so we're long just above 274 right now. Sorry, 275. 274 was the price we liked. We just got in though on a little bit of a wick. They're up to 275, so watch out for this one fading back. You're not gonna hold this one past 273 on the downside.
We're doing some more backflips. Snap was fantastic. I mean, the longs, I don't know. I'm in a couple of shorts here, but it's going to be the longs that work for me. KXN, just tried to get this one in for you guys here, 840. It just broke up to 9 even. I've taken some profit on the way. This feels like it could be parabolic and go halt zone.
Oh, man,
so now I'm going to take off some for like an 80-cent win. I'm going to hold some here just because I think it could go absolutely parabolic. $1 in the money now on KXIN. We got a nice little runner here. I'll get back to that BKYI in a minute, but I feel like any second now we could either have a sharp pullback, maybe into this 880 to 890 area, or a halt if this continues to $10.
And guys, you saw what happened here with Palantir as well. I hope you guys are on this one with us, man. Palantir, another runner through 1875. Look where we're out in the 90s. Good win there. Snapchat, not even open yet. Still ripping to the high side, man. Big time trading happening there. And Neo, look at Neo, guys. Hell yeah. Russell Wilson's cooking, and so are we. Up big time right now. 51.40 on Neo, guys. Our long is 50.75. So we have Neo long. We have Alibaba long. We have Palantir long, not doing much, but out of that one already. And then Snapchat with the big one. So it's a money kind of day already here as we into 4 names, all to the long side. Let's take a look at Roku and CCL soon.
Yeah, and here comes $10 on KXI, and I talked about it being a psychological level. I'll take it out. $1.40 winner on that one. Brennan, what's up, buddy?
Another one from the EV space showing huge relative strength, guys. Candy, KNDI, monster print. The volume that went off there was impressive. Came all the way to 13 and right back up to 13.5, guys.
And I didn't have a level to work off of. We'll go yeehaw, because pulling back right at $10 was KXIN. It's now back at like 950, so in and out quickly like a bit of a ninja here on that 840 break. I mean, it's one of those where it seemed relatively strong. I wanted to make sure we got that one in for you guys right before the open. I don't know that we got it into the watch list, but the entire space, of course, is in there. I want to get over to this BKYI. Brendan did mention this name for you guys. It is starting to roll over, and I had a shot to take like 20 cents profit here. I'm going to start taking profit beneath 350. My price is 364, so not the best. It could be closer to 375.
I mean, we're still ripping, man. Neo here, almost $1 into the money, so that's a good trade, needless to say. Neo ripping upside here. Palantir bouncing around. We just got some more out at 88. So far, so good, man. We're super happy with the way this day is turning out for us, and I really hope that you guys are as well. We're just sitting here cashing out a little bit of some of these trades as we go, man. Palantir upside. Baba is the one that doesn't seem to be going, so we're going to wait on Alibaba here. High side right now. Baba looking to break through, man. We're long at 275. So that one still needs to go, but we are hella huge today on everything. So Neo still with a nice little runner. Snapchat $1.40 in the money. So big time trades happening on this side, guys.
Watch out for AYRO here. We have a bit of a move back in. Again, they announced the offering right here in the pre-market. They're right back to these pre-market levels. I'm going to take my shot. I mean, previous close $8, but $9.50 was the open price. Well, sorry, the price when the offering was announced. I'm going to fade off of that level, this $9.50 to $9.70. See if I can take a quick shot there. KXIN is trying to pull back in, but it's bouncing off 9 even. I'm not going short yet, but I am hunting for that $10 area. That could be a nice level to play off of. AYRO, this is my next one. Going to be jumping into this just tried it there off of 950. Unable to pick up any shares. I'll try some just right at that 46 mark, so below that 950. I just had to pay down a little bit. It did try to spike up towards 60s, but catching a bit of an offer here. So I got 46 short on AYRO.
Okay, guys, yeah, let's just keep this train going, guys. It's been a big day. Needless to say, AYRO moving around. Lots of stuff moving as they're just getting the orders out here to make sure we capture some profits on all of these guys. As you can see, it's rocking and rolling with Snapchat. Big trade here. It is pulling back just a little bit, so we do have to watch out for that. Alibaba, 273 breaks. That's going to be our first loser of the day, it looks like, if that does break. What's up, B?
Another one, guys, Blink charging. We mentioned the DTTW relation to this one. Just broke 28 bucks there. Straight to the upside. Almost $2 now from the open. 25% for Blink, guys.
And quickly out of some AYRO here, just got filled at 30s. There's a quick 15-cent scalp. It looks like it's making another test to the top. This is relatively strong. I would have thought this would push all the way back into 9 on the initial pullback. So I'm going to go with a stop at 960 here. Just don't want to turn this into a losing trade. I also want to get you guys over to Naked Brands, which I do have a position in now. Of course, I was only shorting Naked Brands on Friday. I'm sort of sticking with the same plan here. I caught some shares down at like 21. I had been averaging only into it on the upside here, but this entry here, not the prettiest of all. Thankfully, my price 21.50s. If it breaks through like this 23, I'm just going to walk away from this one and see if it doesn't test that 26. That's like that key zone for me. I love that price. It was fantastic, both here in the pre-market, but it was great on Friday as well.
Yeah, I just got out of some Snapchat here. I'm just watching that retrace a little bit here. So Snapchat out. We only have 10% of that one left. Alibaba is the one that we're going to flush ourselves down the toilet. It was a small trade there. The real long that we wanted was 274. We talked about that breaking. We got a little excited. It does go 80 cents in the money. But then when it drops down below 273, we get out. So that's a $2 hit there on a small amount of shares, which is still fine. And again, you got to trade the right amount of risk, right? And if you can do that, then you will be fine. Like, look at NIO, upside, nice out, 51.40. Now we're pulling back, man. A lot of these electric vehicles, I guess, pulling back in. We're going to have a look at Tesla soon. But yeah, these stocks right now, ripping and rolling to the downside, it looks like. Let's not let this one turn into a loser. We're long at 50.76. Let's get out very soon, guys.
Yeah, I mean, Tesla did break to the upside. It's trying to pull back now, but you got like a 505 break up here, and it's pulling back into 510. Look, I'm going to be sick because I did like this one on a breakout trade, but it happened this breakout at about 850. If it gives you anything close to like 506, 507, I'll be looking for a bit of a dip buy there. Just to go back to, we talked about UAL. Yeah, there's that little buy action. We thought maybe it would test down at 40 and give you sideways action. It just literally, right at 930, dipped into 40 and then bounced upside. So no trade there, even though the level obviously held where we thought it might. BKYI, sorry. Oh, man, that one's going to be a bit of a mouthful today
for me.
That's a tough one. I did get some shares down at here below 350, like I said I would, at 344, so a 20-cent win. I'm going to probably be shorting pops on this. 365 is my price. 364 is my price. Anywhere in the mid-60s, I'll be taking any kind of a short on a pop and then trying to work it all the way down to about $3 for that trade. KXIN, it looks like it's still trying to find a bit at $9. Brendan, what's up?
Sun W, some of these renewable energy names popping up here now to the upside. So a little bit of a late start, but watch this 630, 640 area from Friday up 14%. WWR, the other one, starting to move, guys.
Okay, yeah, and NIO, again, moving back to the high side right now, so that's doing actually quite well, up to 51.30. So let's watch out for NIO here to the upside. Still going ham a little bit here. We will look to see if we can get out of that one at its day high, 51.60. We have a little bit left on this, so we will get some out on NIO here, 51.40, 51.50. That's going to be a good trade. Palantir's been good for us, man. It does go down to 50. We hold it. So far, it's been good. We're almost out of everything, 10% left on this one, 10% left on our Alibaba, and seeing if this can go back to the upside. This was our only loser so far. And then Snapchat, we noticed that it was weak up there and got out. Now we're holding a small piece as well. What up, B?
We were talking about this one back on Thursday and Friday of last week. If you look at the daily chart, what a move. This is that CIIG Merger Acquisition Corporation, that SPAC. They're taking that Arrival UK-based EV maker public. So what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row now. This thing's straight higher through 2050 now for this one, guys.
Just another one of these crazy moves to the upside. I want to get back to IDEX as well because I know you guys are watching this one. It has gone parabolic, so KXIN was a great move on a push, but it feels like, relatively speaking, this one was better. All I did was cover my short, go long in KXIN. Should have gone long in both, obviously. It's starting to make a push towards $3. I'm watching up around this level first at 340, and then we'll check out $4 on the way up. And the liquidity, I mean, it's done 58 million shares here, so liquidity is through the roof. If it turns at 3, I'll try that level just because it's psychological, but 340 is the one that stands out for me on the daily chart. Naked Brands is working in the money for me on that short, but until it gets closer to 20 and then breaks that, that's when we'll start taking some profit.
Okay, and yeah, we're trying to watch a little bit of Bitcoin as well here as that's moving around, trying to break through. GBTC trying to break through $22 here soon. So we'll wait to see if that's happening. I haven't made any trades on it yet, so that's still to come. But that's GBTC. Here it is right here, breaking through $22. I don't know if it's going to do anything. We're going to test it for a little bit of a long there on GBTC. Still watching our Alibaba, though. That's trying to make some moves as well. And then Palantir now 11 cents back in the money. Let's see if we get a 19 break, guys. We're long at 78 right now here on PLTR. So nice little ripper right now. We can floss this one off on PLTR, guys.
Got a bit of a reload here at AYRO. You're seeing it come right back up to this opening range top, that 950, 960 area that I was talking about. So I'm going to add back into my shares at 940. Use this same level up here for a short. I did scalp it the first time. I like to get something closer to 9 even the second time through. Brennan, what's up, bud?
Another one that popped up here pretty late in the pre-market, guys. Smile Direct Club up 8% on big-time volume. Looks like they have an agreement in place now with MetLife to get access to, I think it was 20 million patients or potential patients for their orthodontic equipment, guys.
All right, all right. Yeah, always nice to get those kind of deals going. Look at NEO, guys, right back to the high side here. So I think we'll take some out at 55 and bang, there it is right there. So that's a home run all day, every day here on NIO. Still ripping to the high side, though. We go long, and again, guys, if you join us early, it wasn't on our watch list, but we did talk about electric vehicles and what was happening. We did show you the imbalance locator, and unlike normal days, I just thought today, man, let's get the day started off right, and let's not wait for that opening print. So there it is, man. We just take it right away. We don't let it come back in against us. It doesn't even happen. We thought it was going to get energized, and there it is, 50.77 for the long, and we're still in it on NEO. And here goes Palantir, busting through 19. You want to talk about a big trade, guys? There's the cowbell for you on Palantir. Look where we're long. 1878 as Palantir just keeps making us a winner, guys. We're long at $9.56 on this one. That was my best bid. My other bid was 10.10. So right now we're hella long Palantir and doing quite well on the day as well.
Watch out this IDEX. It does turn. I liked $3. 288 was not quite close enough for me to catch this rollover. So it's psychological level, that $3. It is trying to get back towards this initial dip. As you can see here, it dipped down to like 240 to like a 250 area. It's trying to get back down to that price. I think maybe if you see consolidation there and you're the bull side, that's where you want to pick it up. If it gets any kind of a rollover, like consolidation at 275 to 280 off of this like 288 top, I'll definitely take some short there, guys. I love the look. I'll tell you right now, that KXIN, I mean, I loved it. But I really, really wish I had also reversed in IDEX. And if it wasn't for KXIN, it was a great trade. But if it wasn't for that, I certainly missed the reversal in the long into IDenomics, which I am watching rather closely. This 9 area has held, at least for the time being. This is what I'm now watching here on KXIN. I would be thinking about the short below that 9, but as long as we hold above, this is still going to be a bullish play. You see all shorts on right now. One of these AYRO, they had the offering. So we just rolled into some more shares here in the 40s. I will take some out around VWAP and then try and work this all the way down to 9 even. Brendan, what's up?
Nikola, one we haven't mentioned yet, guys. Nikola straight higher here, 7.6%, about to take out the high. Looks like Thursday's high was around that 2860 area. Another one that got an upgrade today in that space, guys.
And there it is, guys. We got ready for a bang. So bang, that went out on solo right now, guys. Long, 1054. We took out the top just like we said we do. And then we're out of, okay, so we're out of 3/4 of it at 71 there. So a nice little 20-cent win on solo, holding the rest to see if we can get more. This has to go all the way back down to 10 at least for this to be a loser. So that's why we take out 3/4 right there. Upside on solo, ripping to the moon right now. Palantir, you want to talk about ripping to the moon? Let's hit some backflips, guys. Anybody long with us on Palantir know exactly what we're talking about. And how about that, Greg? He sees Palantir over there, I'm sure, as well. We are both hella long this one, sub 10, so we're really happy. Let's check out DraftKings. We're long that one in the 30s as well. We haven't looked at this yet. I was looking for it to take out the top. I wrote down some levels today. This is my sheet today. I forgot. I didn't have time to put it on Twitter, but there's DraftKings, everything everything. BABA up there, 275 as support. We tried that one. That one failed. We get rid of you here on the downside. But there goes NEO, man. What a great out that was. We're still holding our 10% coming to the backside. But NEO trying to make us a winner once again, guys.
Yeah, and like I said, I would take some profit out. We'll line this one up and knock it out again on Naked Brands. So the 21.50 average price that we have here, it just broke this pre-market support here at 20.50. That's where I start taking it out. So I get some at 20.5. I get some out when 20 breaks. I'm gonna put some orders down here just so I can not ignore the stock, but as it moves down more further into profitability on this short, I can definitely take some out in front of 18 even and 19 even as well. If it pulls back to the upside close to my price, I will look to reload it. I do want to go over to Nano Dimension. This one was from Friday. Made a bit of a break on the open here to the upside. I'll give you the 15-minute chart so you can see. It was a big-time mover already once on Friday. It's trying to make a play into this area here. 520 is what I'm watching. This 520 to 550 could be a bit of chop. I think maybe we can sell into that if it gets there, but big-time volume spike here at the open on NNDM. Brendan, what's up?
Just checking on this one, guys, but Switchback Energy, remember that SPAC from way back when? 26%. Past 3 days for this thing, just straight to the moon as well. But 33 about to break here. Big-time volume behind SBE this morning as well.
All right. So basically right now we're just watching Palantir ripping to the high side moon area right now on this stock. So that's good. They feel like Palantir's like crypto right now, just mooning to the high side there. ETH, we don't have anything to show you for ETH. Brendan will maybe do that in a second with Ethereum ripping to the high side. We should be getting crypto soon on our platform. And when that happens, this is what's going to happen with me. We're going to be going parabolic to take one of Neil's words away. Not 1940 now. A 1942 ripping to the high side right now as well. Look at this stock, guys. Palantir still making that cash. Man, are we slaying this dragon or what today? Wow. What a big day this has been for us already. Give it to us, B.
I was just going to update this chart. Yeah, there we go. 600, just past 600 there on Ethereum. You can see, huge move, 18.5% for Ethereum. While look at Bitcoin, dead flat, guys.
Well, I mean, Ethereum's trying to catch up, man. It's that little catch-up game. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, they can't both go every single time. Bitcoin's going to 20,000 anyways. IDEX, It is bouncing off this. I thought it'd be like 250, but it's like this 245 area. It's trying to hold up. I am taking KXIN. I told you guys through 9 even. That's where I would short it. Nowhere other than that price. Well, unless it bounces a little bit higher. But it looks like IDEX is trying to catch a bit of a bid. Naked Brands again in the money, and of course BKYI. As much as that's looking okay, there is a bit of a bid. That sort of steps up here from time to time at like this 350 range. So when that breaks, it's not a horrible thing here to add to the short below 350 instead of just only taking it off. It is sliding to the downside, and I don't want to miss this party if it gets even juicier down towards this $3 range. If it breaks out through this like 375, I would definitely be taking BKYI off and then waiting for like a 4 to 410 area.
Yeah, Dan, I can't get everything. I see I missed your AMD call. I mean, I have every other call, though. That's the point. Here's Solo. You want to talk about making a call. Hot dogs for you, Lori. Hot dogs for you, Neil. Hot dogs for everybody. We love the hot dogs. Look at Solo, guys. So I only said Lori because she was mentioning she loved hot dogs on Friday. Up $11.25 right now. This is another 75-cent win for us here on Solo. So yeah, Sean, you trade everything. BABA. We trade GBTC. We trade some NEO. We have Palantir to the moon, guys. Just got out of some of that one as well. Thank you, Mr. Rob, fixing the computer to my right here. You guys all know Rob from our last video. There he is. You can see him working in the background there. Thank you very much for that. Solo ripping to the high side now. Palantir ripping. NEO ripping. Everything all good. Let's just make sure that we get out of some of these trades. You don't want to be caught with your pants down, needless to say. But there goes Solo, 1130. Man, we still on this one. I'm going to tweet this one out. So I want to say thank you to Brendan and Neil for bringing out Solo to us. Of course, I believe this was on our watch list, but here we go, man. $1 winner on this little name, guys.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to tweet out the winner, but I got to tweet out this one here for you guys, AYRO. I talked about my stop here, and again, you've got to be able to take some profit out when you can scalp as an active trader. And if you're going to short, you got to have a level to work off of. I talked about this 960, 970, so I got out of it. Now, much like IDX, I did not reverse into the long in this one, so that's twice now that I haven't reversed into the long side. I didn't love it as much. That's why when it's an offering, I'm just not necessarily going to do it here. So you will see me flat on that name. I do want to go back over quickly if I can to AstraZeneca. Yeah, this is going to be, I don't know if I can slap a fail on myself or flush myself down the toilet. There was this pop into 55. We talked about it maybe getting up there and then fading that news. It did get there. I did miss all kinds of an opportunity, but this was very, very quickly, right before the open. There was one shot to get it, and I missed it. So AstraZeneca down like $1.50 off of that. Brandon, what's up?
I just saw there was a couple of economic numbers that just came out there that could have helped the market pop here a little bit. We're seeing new highs on the day. This market manufacturing PMI and the services PMI number from market as well, both higher than expected. So expected 53 and 55, 56.7 and 57.7 the actual. Guys.
All right, yeah, we just got, thank you to Rob there for helping us out. This computer went haywire for us over the weekend, so Rob came in, and I think it was a whole new Windows install, so thank you for that. We'll get looking at that in a minute. Okay, so we just tweeted out the solo trade, but it does make a high of 11.25. I think it's worth getting out there if it does that again. We will get out on an 11 break and just make sure we take 50 cents. Again, we don't like to turn winners into losers over on this side or on the show, period. Me and Neil always talk about risk management. I think if there's one thing that's important, check out our market wisdom page. You'll learn all about risk management. We don't want to let this one fall back down, guys.
Watch out, KXIN. Here is that bid at 9 even that I was talking about. I wanted to quickly show it to you guys, but I moved my vertical scroll bar, so I can't scroll. I have to fix that in a couple of minutes for you. But trust me when I tell you, there was a few 100,000 shares sitting on the bid at 9. It just bounced off it again. If it breaks that buyer, I am going to be shorting through that level. I will take you back to this BKYI because it is about to break what I'm thinking is a bit of a bid support that I want to take advantage of. I took some out last time. As you can see it there, when it broke 945, I just added to my position rather than take it off. So it looked like it was forming a bid down here at 945. I was shorting in the 60s before. Now I shorted at 945. 360 is my average price. I'll work this one hopefully all the way down to 3. Certainly going to take some profit in front of that 3/4 though.
Okay, I'm trying to watch to see what's going to happen here. I mean, Palantir, we're basically out of all of that at 1940. We're still holding that small little 10% left. So we are waiting on Palantir just to see what that wants to do. It's the only position I have. I did see you talk about that AMD break. You know, Dan, and everybody that's with me here, how much I love Palantir, or sorry, how much I love AMD and stock to trade. So $87, Rob. There it is. We hit the banger. For those of you long with us on AMD, $76 was the long-term call, and what a great long that was through 86. Dan, I'm guessing that's exactly what you're talking about. Is that doesn't get any sweeter than that. That normally is, of course, a trade that we would have made right here, breaking through 86. So if anything else is setting up like that, let us know. What is Roku doing? 271. Okay, Roku making new highs again today. We talked about why that was. Some upgrades, so 275 busting out. But look how choppy it is. Here we go, make this chart a little bit better. This is what we talk about, and I don't want to speak for Neil, but this chart is ugly, and we don't like to trade these kind of charts, guys. At least I don't. I don't think Neil does either. 275 high, maybe that breaks. The problem is it already did that and went to 276 before failing. So we could try that one more time. 275 break on Roku's the next trade that I'm going to make, but it's kind of an ugly one. So I'm going to try to just play it for the break and see if we get $1. But other than that, man, Roku right now, very, very choppy. I just want to look at it because we did bring that up to you in the pre-market.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it on the dip, to be honest with you. Obviously, that never happened. You can see it breaking to the upside. The only thing I would consider here is it did hold this little consolidation point at 70 or in front of 70, and then it held a pre-market, a breakout price. So if it bounces down here again, or maybe gives you consolidation, there could be like a 273 scalp break, gives you like $1.50 worth of risk. I'm not making that play because it's the dip buy that I want. I'm pretty much only that. I want to go back to IDEX just because I think I covered BKYI for you guys, and I talked about AYRO, but I haven't come back to IDEX just yet. Right around this 245, 250, it is forming a little bit of consolidation. I wanted to see it hold up here before I jumped into a short trade, but much like BKYI, which I added to when it broke the bottom, I would at least be looking at now like a 245 breakdown trade for a short. I think otherwise, you're probably going to stay bullish above these prices so long as you have a bit of a stop. Liquidity is fantastic, so you don't have to worry about your stop orders getting slipped very far. So risk management, not that hard on IDEX with almost 100 million shares done already. Looks like it's going to be a good one. KXIN still holding, and that 9 even bid is still firmly in place. At least the last time I did check back in on this name here. So The big buyer was a few 100,000 shares here at 9. If it breaks, I am going short in front of it. If you want to take a shot scalping longs, it's not a horrible idea. I feel like I should have done at least once or twice. Brendan, what's up?
So there's another pop there for this SBE, guys, this switchback energy. If you remember, this is that charge point. So another EV charge station company. This is a SPAC, though, 25%, about to take out 33 again. You can see big volume just came in as it held 32 there. Apparently, Biden recently mentioned that there will be more funding coming for the installation of EV charge stations. Guys.
Okay, so that's a good name, good little spot to be in there for sure. And thank you to Mr. Biden. We talked about why that's something that's been spicy right now post-election. So we're going to see that. And we just take XPEV, actually. On that note, Brendan, well timed. We take that XPEV breaking through the day's high of 59.50. Again, we trade XPEV a lot differently than we trade NEO. This stock can rip. Like, this is already $3 move. Check out NIO today. Although this was a monster. What? I got out there. Okay. Although this was a monster trade to the high side, it's only $1, right? XPEV had a $3 move today, so we got to watch out, man. So we trade this with a lot less shares. Still could be a winner or loser, like it doesn't matter. Real money is real money, but right here, 58.80. I'm not going to give this one a whole hell of a lot of space. 58. Let's give it to 58.70 on a break here of XPEV. We're long 59.50, so not giving this one nearly as much room as we would give something like a NEO because it's just a little more volatile, and you can already see the level 2 here, about 10 cents plus when it opens up. But here we go. We're still flat on it, man. We're long at 54. It's at 50, so nothing to worry about here. But 58.70 on the downside. Here we go, XPEV. Let's go, buddy. 58.70 on the downside.
I don't hit this very often. We'll floss it off here at BKYI. I talked about instead of just getting out for like a 20-cent win at that 345 mark, I added to my position to the short. It just broke through, so I got some at 41. I just got some out there in the 32 range. So this is well on the march towards $3. It just felt like this was going to be a good one. I might take some more out in front of 330. That 325, of course, I said is that next psychological level. But a nice little winner here in BKYI. There was a shot here off the open when it did bounce to the upside, but busy with little KX something that you guys are well aware of. This one here, and it's going to be AYRO. Of course, it's a mixed result for me. First short was okay. Second short, I'm going to end up losing. It's now finally giving a little bit of consolidation. I don't really have any obvious levels up here. I wanted to quickly show this 15-minute just to show you what I'm now hoping will happen next. Now, if we can hold below this 10 even area, I'm looking at Friday's top of like 985, pre-market highs around here as well. And if it gets back below that price, any kind of consolidation, that'd be one way I would jump into this one, just to give you an idea what I would look for short as a short seller. But if it does hold this bid, ideally it could make another run up, and then I'm looking for halts to the upside. And if that happens, I think we get some structure going on this name as well. Sean mentioned XPeng there. Whoops. Yep. I might charge this one out of hand. I wanted to go quickly to Li Auto because it was making a bit of a break towards the top. It hasn't broken out yet, and like Sean said with regards to XPeng and NEO, you trade this one a little differently as well because liquidity. Not nearly, the volume's good, but liquidity not nearly the same, especially if you look at some of that bid. It's looking like it wants to try to bounce, it's trying to bounce up here at like 42 even, but if it comes and breaks through this 42, down around this little pre-market high to like 41.75, that's where I'd be looking for a bit of a dip buy in Li Auto. Use a little bit of less shares because I just saw like a 10-cent spread a couple of seconds ago, so it opens up every now and then.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about with XPEV there as well. Yeah. These stocks open up, and they open up a lot. So we actually could have got out there at 75 for a 25-cent win there, but we're going to wait to see. We're long XPEV right now, 59.44, as you guys can see. So we're only giving it. Did I even put that order in? No, I did not. 58.80 or 58.90. First, 58.70 actually is the out. I don't have that order in yet, but it does wick all the way down there. So watch out. I'm going to give this to 58.60 now, actually, that I see how crazy violent this thing can get. So we're going to wait on that one. We're still really happy with AMD. Let's check out NEO just to see what's happening in that electric space. Because, yeah, as this one goes, probably XPEV will as well. So if NEO takes out the bottom, we are probably going to get out of our XPEV trade. But right now, man, we're at no LFT. We're at our highest spot today, and it's been a pretty successful day. So watch out. Here it comes. comes, guys, with Valeria on the reload of coffee. Thank you so much. There was some talk about Valeria possibly being a bot, but there she is. Hi, Valeria. You're a human, right?
That proves nothing,
She's a
Sean.
human there. Yeah, she's not a bot, but I know that doesn't prove anything. But there it is right now.
Androids are real.
Yeah, exactly.
This bid here, this bid in the KXIN getting chewed up. So I talked about me going short through this bid, that break. You guys just saw that. It went from 9 to like 8:30. So needless to say, I'm not going to be able to catch any shares there. I was literally crossing down to into the 80s. But what a break that was. I mean, that buyer just got broken. Wow, that was ridiculous. I want to see if I can catch some. If I can catch some on a bit of a pullback into 9 even, maybe I'll get my shot. But wowzers, that came down as fast, almost as fast as it went up. It's 10 o'clock, guys. Time to get to happening now with Brennan.
Hey guys, yeah, 10 o'clock. Let's have a look at North American markets here. Nicely positive to start off the new week, holiday shortened week for those joining us in the U.S. S&P 500 0.8%, the Dow 0.9%. Here's the NASDAQ 0.6%, both the composite and 100. The Russell there, full 1 and change percent. The S&P TSX here in Toronto, just positive 0.3%, but we're trying to get back to the upside. The BOVESPA down in Brazil, yeah, about a full percent to the upside. So a nice positive start, as I mentioned, to the new week. Few things from the watch list to keep in mind. We had Merck on the watch list because of some positive news in the cancer space, gapped up to 82. Right back down to where we were on Friday. 80.5 needs to hold here, or could be lower for MRK. Let's shift over to AstraZeneca, another one. They did not like that number for AstraZeneca, talking about the efficacy number for their Oxford study. Big spike down on some comments about maybe it wasn't, in fact, even that high. So, yeah, huge flush down to 53.5 now for AZN, just straight to the downside. AYRO through that high. Great trade, 960 up to 1060, pulling back in to that 975 area for AYRO, guys.
You know what's hilarious? I said I didn't go long in IDEX, so when it made that bit of a break at the open. So I did technically get a long position, but it was just I had bad math on my order, so overfilled a little bit long when I was getting out of the short. Of course, when I don't mean to get in, I just get out immediately. So I did make, hey, I made 1 cent, 1 penny. Look at that. So we went up 85 cents on IDEX on that break through some pre-market tops, and I made a penny on it. So I wasn't entirely left. It is what it is. That's obviously pathetic. Either way, guys, just that breakdown. There's nothing I can do about it. Li Auto, wait a minute. Whoops. And of course, I'm a fool here. Accidental short in Li Auto. I thought I was putting a bid down in here and was putting a stop order to cover me to the downside, and I just noticed I obviously had my stop incorrect. I'm not trying to short Li Auto to the top. I was trying to buy the dip there, so I'll get in and out of it very quickly. Li Auto taking out the top at 42.75 here. It looks like it's about to go. When it does, I'm going to get into position on Li Auto on the break. Watch out. Liquidity is rather thin on this one. I'll get you guys back to KXIN. It did just pull back into 9 even. Close to 9 even, so I got short here at 884. That break was impossible to catch. I mean, the bid dried up and then went like 70 cents down instantly.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that we're talking about too today a lot, I've noticed, Neil. Liquidity seems to be king right now in these markets. So you got to watch out for that. Make sure you don't get caught in some kind of a vacuum or anything. What we talk about with a vacuum is, of course, is just when it dries up and it just whips your orders around and you're getting in and out there when you may not want to. So that's like a liquidity vacuum, and it can happen to you at the worst times. So watch out for that, guys.
And just going to show you guys this level 2 here on Li Auto. You're going to see it dip all the way. I mean, got all the way to this 43 area. Now, I just took some shares out. I have a couple of breaks. Here was a 75, and then I added it at 82. Look, I'm going to scalp out the 75s, and I'll hang on to the last third just in case we catch a break at 43. I showed you guys that bit of a seller there to the upside. If it breaks through there, I can always add to the position on a bit of a breakout. So, I don't know, hit some fireworks for you. Well, I'm trying to actually actively trade as well. See if I can get a stop order through this 43 in time, just in case we catch a break on Li Auto. I already have, like I said, some at 82, but I want to be adding to this position if I can on the break. And I'm going to go back over to, there's so much going on, guys, and I apologize if it's hard to keep up. I'll try to take a breath and slow down for you. Naked Brands, I am in the short. It's coming back down below 20 even, so I will take some more profit around 19. I think that's what I told you guys last time. My bid has been here since about 9:40 in the morning. So if it continues its party to the downside, you will see me continue to cover some of this short in the money, guys.
And guys, XPEV is a banger. There it is, another $1 plus win right there on XPEV. Oh yeah, $1 plus. Let's try $1.40 right there for a nice little win on XPEV. In here, 59.50, out 59.89. And now we hold, guys. We now have a third of our position. Out once, out twice. Now we have a third left on XPEV as this one ripping to the moon right here, guys. Palantir also, 1950. Hells to the yeah. That's a backflip worthy of something. When we're long right off the open, guys, at 1878, all the way up to 1950. Palantir making all-time highs again today, looking at 1966. That's where we wicked up to a couple, actually Friday, I guess it was, before falling all the way back down. So a good little spot there. Anybody along with me on Palantir, congratulations. And there goes XPEV as well, guys. Taking out 61 in a bit. Wow, what's my Fisker doing? I'm also long Fisker in my own account at 14 or 15, whatever SPAC closed at there. Now, that was $9 it closed at, but 61. Look at XPEV, guys. This is $2 now in the money. We set them up, we line up the pins, and we bowl them down. What a great day this has been for us. It's only 10 o'clock, 0 LFT. Let's just keep running this to the high side. What up, B?
Another one that was a big mover from last week on some 3D printing news, guys, in the EV space. NNDM, Nano Dimensions, got up here to 6.5, working our way back through 5 there on a volume spike for NNDM, guys.
And coming right to the upside as well. So, the second XPEG started moving here. We jumped over to Li Auto on the top end break. It did take out that 43. I added to the position, got 43.05. I took the last of the 80s out here at 43.28 or so. And then going to hang on to this. I'll allow it to come pretty much back down just below this 43, even maybe give it to like 95 or so, and then see how far this one wants to run. Obviously, you're seeing the entire space go absolutely ham. NNDM was one that I was watching as well, Brendan, but IDEX is still consolidating. It's trying to make a push back towards this 270 area. It was 275. I wanted the consolidation to see if I would jump into the short. That hasn't happened, guys, so I'm still looking for 245 downside. I'd probably at least consider like a 275 jailbreak, but Li Auto starting to pull back in. It was a sympathy play. It was XPEV was starting to run. Li Auto hadn't broken the high yet, so I just jumped into this one. Sometimes you have those plays in the back of your mind. I kind of knew that Li wasn't moving as fast. That's why I came over to it. If it pulls back below that 95, I would just take the last of it out here because the market pulling back in, and it was really XPEV that had the juice.
Yeah, hells to the yeah, did XPED have the juice, guys. $1.60 now in the money. 59.50 upside, beautiful trade there. NEO was a beautiful trade in the morning as well. Long rate now or rate before, and now it rips to the all-time highs as well. Well, not all close enough. I think it's all-time highs 54 when it was going nuts a couple days ago before Citron's getting pie in your face there. Citron, you made your millions, but now it goes all the way back to the high side, 51 and change. This is what we're talking about with Citron. They tried to hammer the stock down on a BS report. This is when it was going parabolic. They released a report like somewhere in here, and it drops to 41, 42 with a $25 price target on that. How's that feeling with you guys right now, Mr. Left? 52 and change to the high side there. But whatever, everyone's allowed to give their calls, right? So here we go. XPEV trying to fade back in now a little bit. We're going to get out if it breaks 60 to the downside and make sure we capture 50 cents, guys.
Yeah, and just want to come back to Roku for a second here. We talked about dip 266 was the price I was looking at. Look at this, 269, 270. It's been like 1, 2, 3 now. 4 times we're testing this bottom here. So watch out. If 269 breaks, you could have a bit of a jailbreak down to that 266 that we liked in the pre-market. Brendan.
I mentioned I noticed some of the retailers just checking on. Looks like they have a new Macy's. I'm talking about Macy's. I mentioned some of the retailers in the pre-market were really strong. Look at Macy's here. The volume just popping up here through $10. Big volume spike. So a nice move. 920 up to 1010 now for Macy's, guys.
Yeah, I think we have some other retailers that are coming this week. I mean, Dick's Sporting Goods still has to come, and I think Nordstrom's maybe is another one. Yeah, Nordstrom's this week as well. So the Gap as well. So I think it's only retail earnings, come to think of it, this week. But I'm watching just one other one here for you guys. Smile Direct Club, you call it whatever you want to. They're up 11% as well. You talk about these COVID-type names that are pushing and looking strong. Bit of a double top forming here on this name. 1216 is going to be the high. If it does break out through here, watch out for this 1350 area. 1340 once, twice. If it comes third time, you can probably guess I'll be looking to short off of that if we get up there. So that's another 10% from here. Obviously a little bit rich, but you better have a plan of action if you want to get these type of rollovers. I think it'll be a nice little dollar opportunity if it does get up there. So I'm watching for a potential break on Small Direct Club. The only problem, look at the volume here, guys. Volume looking relatively weak. Watch out, KXIN just made another push to the upside and failed again at $10. Sorry, I can't jump to the chart for you guys because I'm trying to get a short in front of 10 even and then have a bit of a break. And 10 will be that sort of a obvious price. If it goes through there, I'm looking for another parabolic move in KXIN.
Yeah, KXI, and also the only one that I really had that kind of went nuts here was Solo as soon as I got it, and that one's kind of just chilling out now. So KXIN, it looks like that one's going to be the mover as well. Wow, fuel cell like continues. Wow, we got to have this one talk about this one a little bit more. I feel like every day fuel cell is going absolutely insane, up another 23 in change right now today, guys. Fuel cell, $6, $7. Open the day down here, 6. Rips all the way to 7. That's your 23% move on the day, right back to the high side. Look, it was doing this on Friday as well, where we made these highs right about now, man, 10:25 a.m. And then you can see what happened.
It's gonna eat
and then now it looks like almost the same thing's happening again. 694, 695. Let's take a short right now in fuel cell. If they're shortable shares, we'll take this and see if we just made the high. Get out if it breaks 7.
Yeah, and a bit of a fail break. So I got wicked out of that one to the when it broke to the upside there on KXIN. I'm going to see if I can't jump back in because it's like a failed jailbreak through 10. It snapped back to the downside. So I'm going to work back into a position. Now there's a couple levels you can use. If you like the actual high at 10.20 or you like the 10 even area, I tend to make this play the second time through with 10 even in mind. You can see it already start to slide to the downside. So I got to take some profit out here as it tries to get back down into 930. But when I see a failed break through a level like this, I try to jump back in. I mean, the 1 minute doesn't do it justice. Wish I had like a tick chart, like to show you like nanoseconds here because it snapped up. I got stopped out. I then jumped back into the short position. Now trying to work this one down into VWAP. Now this could be the one that finally goes once it shakes out some of those long breaks.
What's up, Beep?
Just saw an interesting note, guys, on PayPal. I want to make sure I get this right. Pantera Capital is saying, which is a crypto-based hedge fund, they're saying that PayPal in the last month bought 70% or upwards of 70% of all Bitcoin that was mined in the last month. So big move down as that headline kind of hit the wires here. We got up to 199 on PYPL, but big move down, about a couple of bucks for PayPal, guys.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that would make it go down, but I guess it's because they're paying, right now Bitcoin is at basically near and at all-time highs.
That's going to look like a great move in a few months.
Yeah, exactly. So PayPal, again, another big call for them getting into the crypto space. That's another reason why we do like PayPal. We've talked about that for a while, why we do like PayPal. We are short F-Cell right now. So PayPal was my call of the year back in January. So it's been a double. So that's pretty good. Fuel Cell right now, we're working this short. So yeah, not only do I go long, I also go short sometimes. Here we go. Nice little trade working itself into the money. It's just 10 cents, but Fuel Cell looking to go downside.
That's a great in. I love that. Look, fantastic catch there on Fuel Cell. I mean, I don't know. If you can't catch everything, and I got whipped around here on KXIN, but I'm glad you got to look at that Fuel Cell because somehow that missed it for me. Sean, you mentioned very quickly a little bit Fisker here. I mean, just
going the other way, right?
Yeah, that's what I was sort of getting at. If you go back to last week's action, watch out for this like 1566 price. This was the actual low on the week, a bit of a breakout as well on the 12th, the week before that. So that's a bit of a level forming here. Well, not forming, but if it can get down to that 60 and bounces, not a bad price in there for Fisker, guys. We're going to go to the upgrades and downgrades. And when we come back out of that from Brendan, I'll update you guys on KXIN. What a wild ride that's been.
Hey guys, yeah, let's get you a few more symbols to have a look at. We'll have a look at what has been upgraded and downgraded. A couple over there that we were talking about last week, but yeah, more retail action on this side of the board today. GPS, Gap, we'll have a look at that. Darden Restaurants getting an upgrade in Brookfield at the top of the list there. We were talking about these two last week. Foot Locker to the downside today. Philip Morris at the bottom there. Not really doing a heck of a lot, but a downgrade on that. There's GPS. Speaking of not really doing a lot, big gap to the upside, 6%. And we're holding here. like in a 50 to 75 cent range for Gap. So not really doing much, but big gap, 6% to the upside. Foot Locker, yeah, same story. We came back to 39, where it ended the day basically on Friday, looking like it might want to test lower here, but needs to find some volume because you can see at the bottom there, volume already dying off for Foot Locker. Guys, back over to you.
Okay, yeah, Foot Locker small cap recap. There's what's coming up, guys. And we are starting. We're not going to be here. Let's just talk about this, I guess, right now. We're not going to be here on Thursday, on Thursday, as it is U.S. Thanksgiving. So join us every day at 8, right now at 9 o'clock. But I did want to bring this to your attention because there was some talk on the chat today. When are we doing this? So here it is right here, guys. It's next Monday, November 30th. Also, we have that day our private members chat. So if you are a member for just $5 a month, we do go one-on-one or four on many. They're a special invite to ask us anything you want about our trading style or anything like that. Look at FSL, by the way, still making a move to the downside. That's next Monday, the 30th. We start at 8:30, and we have a special introduction to do back and forth with us. You can ask us any little specific questions you may want. So you'll get that coming next Monday for $5 a month if you become a member. It's just to support the show, guys.
Yeah, and look, it's all about the community here, guys. And usually I short these names. My best trade on KXIN has been a long, but it did make that failed jailbreak at 10. I lost on that short. It's now coming back in. I did get a couple of executions here while we were in the interim. I got some more shares here at 9.59. I did get some out around that 9.30. Like I said, I was trying to do the whole time. If it breaks down below VWAP, I'm looking in front of 9 for a bit of a profit take. And then if it breaks this level here, that 9 even, I think it can get all the way down to like 8.60, 8.65. So I have some orders down there just so I can monitor some other things. Back to Brendan, who's got more news for us.
Another one that's been one of the more active kind of stay-at-home type of plays, this Waiter Holdings, one of the food delivery names, up 8.8% so far today. Just broke 4 there, coming in on a volume scanner. This thing's had about 3-4 days in a row now. Back to the upside, guys.
Okay, yeah, I know Neil's trading that Naked Brands. That's a little one that's moving around. I'm just trying to check the locator here to see what is moving. And wow, Brendan, this was not on our list. I know there's lots of people talking about Tesla, and man, do we love us some Tesla here, so don't get that wrong. But look at this move, guys. 6.5%, 7, 8%, almost at its high right there of 522. We were asked a long time ago what I thought about Tesla anyways, and I said all-time highs coming, and that wasn't even that long ago, so here it is right now, already back to all-time highs. So good on you, Mr. Murphy. If you do still have those Tesla calls or anything like that, we are just Rip City right now on Tesla. This stock is up 800% from its March lows. You heard that right. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's 700 to 800% right now on Tesla from their March lows. And March was the 3rd month, November the 11th month. That's not too long. So I would say, guys, I don't want to say capture your profits if you're in this name, but Tesla right now definitely getting spicy to the high side. I'm still long and not getting out, but we do love us some Tesla over here, guys. Watch out if it takes us 522.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. We were talking about that one at 420, and I think people had forgotten about the S&P 500 ad that would come, and you come to the end of the year, you expect these types of things to happen. IDenomics, IDEX is finally making another push to the downside, so this 275 is held. I am looking to add to my KXIN. It looks like it's making another push to 10, so I think I got some more shares in there in the 70s. I'm still looking at 245 to see if we can hold that in IDX. If it does not hold, I'm looking to short through that price to the downside. And now 275 even looks like a level that I can play around with. Short in front of, I think would be the right way to say it. KXIN, like I just mentioned, is now pushing back to the upside. So there is this consolidation, which is finally happening at 960 to 970. I'm only giving this to 10 even. It's starting to go a little haywire here. And I was thankfully enough able to get this little bottom for some shares at 930. It just hasn't been able to continue just yet. I still have some bids down there in case it does. Brennan, what's up?
I was Wed Bush, guys, out with a positive note on Tesla as well this morning. So a little bit of catalyst behind Tesla's move. Another one from the EV space. We mentioned this one back on Friday, if you remember. Beam, B-E-E-M, in the NASDAQ. You can see this headline started to come out on Friday, but they were awarded a big contract for some infrastructure to accompany some of the EV charging stations that are being installed currently throughout the U.S. This is a federal government contract, by the way, for BEEM. So this is all-time highs, guys, for this one today.
Yeah, that should be a good one. You get those feds on board. That's a good one. We do have Workhorse. We could talk about them in a minute as well. They had that truck, I believe, with the Postal Service. That's a big contract as well. But guys, I mean, Palantir is at 20. I mean, I made this call when it was at 13 or 14. I apologize to Rob. It was $15 on earnings. And I said, you may not want to put any new money into that. But look at Palantir just now ripping to the high side. And this was their earnings date, and we were a little unsure of it. I tweeted that they went green finally on their earnings day, and now there's no looking back. Watch out for Palantir at 20. We're going to go ham on that one as well, guys. If it breaks through 20, that should be a good psychological level, and it's just ripping to that side right now. But already up 10%. Like, there's no news on Palantir, guys. So, I mean, this thing going upside, we do know that they got a government contract as well last week, but let's watch out for 20. We get out of what we have. We're already up $1 on this one, and then we're going to wait for 20. So I'm going to get out like in the 90s. Just hold this. It's 10% left of this trade, so big trade happening anyways, but we'll wait for $20 on Palantir. Never thought we'd see this day, guys. And again, congratulations to anybody long and strong Palantir with us.
And just going to let you guys know, I talk about this in the level 2 a few times when stocks start coming to the downside. Now, I've gotten out of KXIN a couple of times here at 930. We got the short here, 59s. Last time we entered, it was at 66. But those are muted wins, only like 25 to 35 cent type winners. But when it dips down to that price, the bid evaporates. You get a bit of a spread opening up. The offer is not catching up towards that 30 bid very well, and then we just snap back up to 250. So it's a bit of a bullish sign here. So I'm going to stop reloading on this name. I got the shares that I have on. I'm not going to add any more, and I'm not even going to give it to that 10 even. If this breaks like 980, I'm just going to walk away and probably save myself. And we'll see what happens. I could be wrong about this, but last time I ignored this type of a feeling. It's definitely burned me in the past. So I'm not going to be adding to this position. I'm not going to give it to 10 even. I'll probably only give it to that 980 area on KXIN. Just looking like that offer needs to continue to hold to the downside. So no need to dig into more shares. I already have shorted it a bunch today after that great, fantastic long break. Going to get over to, in just a minute, to Naked Brands to talk about it for you guys. But I want to remind you guys of one thing. There's a lot of stuff, there's a lot of things people talk about when it comes to day trading. Myths, this and that, like everyone makes money all the time, or you got to trade this way or that way, or only this makes money, or only that, or only this indicator, whatever it might be. We try to cover each of our own, I guess, most important common myths that are, I guess, held by a lot of people out there. It's going to be dropped on our Market Wisdom page. As always, Blair will have that link in just over an hour or so. Check it out. If you like it, let us know. If you want us to cover something else, drop something in the comment section of the video, throw it in the chat, tweet at us, whichever way you want to get to us. Almost everything we do for you guys on that channel is by request. That's what we're all about here, like a radio station.
I was going to say, yeah, you sound like a DJ there with those ads. That was a good one. Yeah, get it to us, guys. Anything you want to talk about. Look at FCell, man. I turn into a shorter right here, and we do a little bit of a belly dance as we take off a little bit there on FCell. Short at 82. It does bounce off view up. Not paying attention, Sean. So I think I'll get out right now if I can. 66, 67 on this one. So we're doing damage on everything today, guys. XPEG, big time win there. You saw that. Solo, nice short, or sorry, nice long, and out of that one. Snapchat, one of my biggest trades of the day. Snapchat, needless to say, look at this. High of the day. Doesn't get much better than that. Without any further ado, here he comes. He's on the screen right now. You're going to see him in person in a minute. It's Brendan Wickens at the big screen.
Hey guys, yeah, the stock that I was talking about in that animation actually made an all-time high today as well, that DADA. I noticed that early on this morning. Let's go to Solo here. First off, going to be a loser for me. The price action in some of these EV names, crazy this morning, absolutely crazy. It was a great level at 1050. If you go back to Friday, 1050, and then above that, $11 ended up being resistance in the afternoon on Friday. All those got blown out like they weren't even there. I was watching this 1050 in the pre-market. Give you a quick short there, down to 975. So I should have taken more out there on that initial push because we went right back up, tested 1050 again, big flush, down to 920. You can see this wick actually happened all the way down to 930, and then blast off through to 1130. So wide range, just crazy price action in that one today. BioKey, this was that DOD contract they got from the government for some identification equipment. 360 was a bit of a channel in the pre-market there. 375 was holding as resistance. Flushed flushed down to 310. We're kind of holding here. I still have some of that one, just not really doing anything at this point, but nice look. I was also watching this one as well. IDEX wanted to see some weakness initially through $2, but obviously that didn't happen. So great opportunity to the upside there. Almost, 100% move there off the lows from the pre-market, guys, for IDEX. Wow, back to you.
We need the algo. We need someone to just write a program that says, if short broken, just go long. And the IDX was certainly one of those. I'm trying to see what's going on with this UXIN. As I just told you guys about 980 on KXIN. I mean, I'll get to UXIN in a second there because that just made a bit of a push to the downside. I tighten up my stop, and I try to let you guys know what I'm thinking here. Like I said, it felt a little bit strong when it got down to that 930, so I just kept taking profits on the downside and then not even giving it to 10 even. Maybe was the wrong call. We'll see what happens because it just turned at 1003. But when I see that kind of I guess bid offer action is the best way to put it. It just feels a little bit too strong for me. It gets below this 930. I think we got a chance to be a seller once again. But if you're going to be going against a trend, this was the break. And I don't want to sit here and fight this stock forever. But I do like this one. If it gets down below this 930 or VWAP, it should be a good one. UXIN moving as well. And of course, right there, I get wicked out on KXIN. And then it finally makes a test and breaks that 930. So it's going to happen to you guys every now and then. It's definitely spicy meatball.
Yeah, it's going to happen to you. And also something else going to happen to you is a couple claps there as we put it on our chat again. Oh, yeah, guys, everybody remembers Grow Generation when we talked about that because I called it the Home Depot of marijuana. You're up 7% again. Put in the chat if you remember when I gave this call again to you guys. And if you remember, then that was great. But look at the moves. This is happening right here, guys. Yeah, if you can't tell where we put the buy on, it was somewhere down here. But you guys all know that. Thanks for bringing that up in the chat. What a big boost this was today for Grow Generations. Look, man, the more marijuana becomes acceptable stateside, the more these things just keep ripping upside. So a great little call on Grow Generation brands. Kind of feeling like Superman with these long-term calls, but the market has been going straight up, but not right now. Look at the ES. What's up, E?
Yeah, coming down pretty hard. I did notice that that was the only one really in the cannabis group that was significantly higher. The rest kind of flat to a little bit lower even. ONCY, little oncology name just popping up here. You can see volume coming in through day highs. If you remember, we were talking about that Merck story. They picked up a privately held oncology company. So this is kind of a sympathy play to that, this ONCY, guys.
Okay. And just to come back to one other name, I know DTTW is on the move, guys. They did make a break to the upside. I'm trying to tell you guys which gappers feel strong, in my opinion, that I'm not going to touch to the short side. This was definitely one of them. I guess that's a signal to go long. It is what it is. I'm watching 450, and then if it breaks through there, like a 540 range, and it somehow hasn't halted yet. I mean, you get these moves to the upside, and that looks like it's a pretty strong one right here, over 10% into $4. If it does fail on this particular move to 4, I will take one shot on a bit of a quick pullback, and it's not a gigantic seller up here, basically like 100,000 shares, so it's really tough to see because it's just moving around so fast. Like 100 to 150,000 shares on that offer. It did just make one push and reject, so I'll probably take one shot at 4. I like 450 just a little bit better when I go out to that daily chart.
Okay, yeah, we're looking to do some damage here as well, guys. Palantir still looking at that upside. Maybe getting a little too greedy here, and we should just decide to flash out of this one. We're waiting for that high side of $20. I don't know if we're going to get it, but we just put an order. Oh my God, it went to 91. That's hilarious. My order is 96 as we waited for that to break. So some size on board here. Let's get out if it breaks back down through 50, guys. It may have just had its run, so we don't want to leave too much money here on the table of Palantir, although we only have 10%. But look, it's chewing through some size. So let's stay disciplined here and get out if it breaks through 50.
Okay, I said I'd take a shot here, and why not? Every time I ignore these even dollars for the rollover, it always burns me. So I got some 94s here. I did try to get a few more shares on DPW over here on the Amex, or formerly the Amex. I'll always call you the Amex. I'll definitely start scalping some out because if I like a level higher, even better, that means I'll probably do a couple of things. One, have a tight stop. Only risking about 5 or 6 cents depending on slippage, but then also going to get some profit a little bit earlier because I'm not necessarily thinking this was my A+ price to go short, and you're even catching a bit of a bid here. So just so you guys can see, if it gets down to 90 again, I want you guys to know there was a buyer there at 390 that could have me blown out of this short. My average price 95. But every time it dips down to 90, you guys just saw that, right? Like a bit of a bid steps up and just sort of snaps right back in. That's the kind of thing you have to watch out for when you go to that daily, just to show you guys. If it is 450, the next level to the upside. So if it breaks, I'll be out. I'll lose like 5 to 10 pennies gross. And then look for a push right into 450 to try to jump back into some shares. Now, that's a plan of action in case this doesn't work. If this 390 buyer does break, of course, I'm going to win on this short. It is what it is. I like to have a plan of action, let you guys know what I'm thinking. There's the break of 390. I should probably start thinking about taking some profits. Just got some out there as it slammed through me down right here at this 382. If it gets all the way down to like this 350 to 360, definitely will take some more profit out in front. DTTW, nice little short here on this name.
Okay, good. Yeah, lots of stuff happening, guys. Palantir rejects that 50, so we're still in that one. Still with a target of 20, so we're still trying to get a little greedy on Palantir here upside. We still have that 96 order sitting there unless we get out at 50. We will be going longer again on a 20 break. So I hate to talk about the same symbol here, but Palantir has been a nice one for yours truly, so we'll continue on that. We did talk about Boeing a little bit earlier. If there's any names that we haven't got to, put them in the chat, and I'll see if I can have a quick look. I wrote down early 20. It's right here with a bunch of stars, 207 on Alibaba, but not much happening upside there at 207. It happened. I was thinking that could happen early, but we only get as high as 204.50, so kind of eased back there on Mr. Boeing to the upside there. And Alibaba, that's another name, man. This is really our only, not really our only. Oh, by the way, guys, we'll do that review again. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we are 8 for 9 today with our only losing trade, this Alibaba one early. Look at this, 275. We tried it. I did like the 274. Either one would be a loser. Although if I was long 274, at least I would have had half out probably for $1 or $1.50, but it doesn't matter. We weren't. So here we go long this one. And then that rhetoric today about China. And then you see the NS, that's the ES, but the NASDAQ also and the ES coming to the downside. But here's the perfect day, man. XPEV, Solo, you can see that's been a nice long. Snapchat's been a beauty off the open. Whoa. Palantir still 90 cents in the money. NEO, the big win for me today on NEO, one of my highest stocks of the day. Bitcoin's been okay, but not fantastic. FCell as well. We trade a little bit of Fannie Mae today over there on the pink sheets, like Neil was mentioning. Amex, we'll still always call them the pink sheets, even though it's OTC market, and then Alibaba, the only loser. But 8 for 9, guys, got me feeling ways.
And there goes that 4 break. So thankfully, I got some shares out in DTTW at 380. I did reverse into a long position. I talked about 450 being a bit of a level, so I'm going to scalp into that because if it turns at 450, obviously I'm looking for a short. That means I got to take some shares out before it even gets there. I've taken a couple of exits here in the teens, so quick like 10-cent scalps on DTTW. Now, hopefully, it does make a secondary push. I look for that push to get me, with any luck, towards about 450 area, like I've said. And if that's where the turn is, I'll jump into a short. But I need to see some consolidation, maybe a big seller up there. Got to get there first, but I like to have a plan of action in case it does. So you did see me, like I said, reverse from short into long in DTTW, made back what we lost on the short. Now let's see if we can't get a bit of a runner to the upside. Naked Brands is continuing to hold above 90 even, but if it breaks that, I'll start taking some more shares off in front of 19. Brendan, what's up?
Just seeing a note on Tesla there, guys. That Electrek website, which is an EV news reporting website, was just saying that there was a Model X that was hacked with something called a relay attack. Apparently, they already have a fix for it, and that is being pushed out to customers. Not saying that's the catalyst for the news today, but a little bit of a headline anyways there for Tesla today. Valeria is watching what's going on over in Europe. About an hour left in the session over there. What's up, V?
Hey, Brandon, European shares are mostly in a positive territory on the vaccine news. IAG is up more than 5% after South African airline Air announced that it will resume domestic routes for the British Airways from December 9th. Back to you.
Yeah, travel names right across the board in positive territory. IAG, we were mentioning there. The British Airways parent company, guys.
Okay.
Just a quick look here. Still pushing the upside DTTW. I do apologize. You're going to see I'm still long this name. You're going to see purple indicating a short sell. I had take profits and then went to punch out of some shares because those were marked sell. This one gets marked as short because I had sells already out. But I am still long, but it's only 25% of the position left. it's having a lot of trouble breaking past that 415 mark or so. So it gets up and it shows you like 20 on the offer, at least for a couple of seconds, and then slams right back down. So resistance not at 450. I'm not going to short it, but if we break now down below that 4 even, I'll just take the rest of these shares off here. I want to get into IDEX, but it just, I mean, the amount of liquidity between 245 and 260 is insane. So it's going to have to break out of that range for me to like it at all in either direction. It just feels like the volatility not there. DPW might not roll over where I wanted, but it might be right here, right now at 4 even.
Okay, and yeah, Palantir, we're still in that. We did get out of our F cell there. Let's just see what does happen. Was it? No, we're still in F cell, sorry. That's back to 82. Sorry, wrong stock there on F cell. Palantir was the one we're looking at. It does make a move again to 88. So we're going to go long. Remember, we talked about that. We are going to go long through $19 as well. So we're going to look for some more trades over there. Snapchat still making new highs. We can go over to NEO. Well, not really Snapchat, but we can go over to NEO. You can see the market, obviously nothing making new highs, except NEO trying to go again. This is not a horrible spot. 51.70 here on NEO. It's risky to take breakouts, obviously, at this time of day, but I can still think about doing that. 51.70 here. Let's check back in our XPEV. If NEO's going crazy, I wonder what XPEV's doing. Still back to $60 and change. So this looks a little bit better at 60.30 on XPEV. Let's just take a quick look. Yeah, I don't know. You have to be very, very bullish on these spots to take a trade right now. What's up, Brendan?
A couple of other names still making moves, guys, from the clean energy space. This one, Polar Power. Pola, 25%, new day high there. You can see volume coming in at the bottom. I'll flip over to this one as well. Just got cracked. FTEK, FTEK, 60% was more than that. Turned at 250. We're right back to $2 on volume as well, guys.
I shouldn't care about this number, but that high in DPW, I mean, it is 420, but it is starting to consolidate here. So obviously pulls back on the long trade. Got some out, most of it out here up at the top in front of that 420. The rest actually paid all the way down to 495. So, you know, give a lot back on that long. It is starting to consolidate, like I just mentioned. Above $4, so you'll see me into a short at 404. It's going to be rather active around here. So in that $4 to like 410, 415 range, if we go sideways, I'll probably scalp some out in front of like 380, 390 if it gets down there, and then try to hold a little bit deeper. But DPW still has a shot at that 450 mark, so this will be a rather, again, tight trade. I like that 450 level better, so you see me scalp a bunch in front and back and forth. I don't want to have too much of going to have a huge win or loss off of this level. I think the bigger one's going to be 450, but just in case, I'm now back into the short off this 420 level. I'm not reversing long because that's too tight to that 450 mark, but just going to short in front of 420 now.
Okay, yeah, NEO is actually going here anyways, guys. So I think XPEV through 61 might be okay as well. So we could try that. XPEV back through 61. If these names want to go, let's take them, because I do like XPEV through this level. So if it goes, let's go. XPEV trying to make a move through 61. You could see NEO is doing the same thing. So we're just waiting to get better positions through now. NEO taking out the day's high again. 51.82. Yeah, I mean, this and XPEV. Let's take both of them. We've been doing so well on the EV space. I think it's worthy of a shot here to the long side on NEO, guys, and XPEV.
Yeah, and speaking of that space, there was a dip into Lee, and Lee Auto just actually, it did break this high, so 43.50 just got taken out. Now, I got wicked out, not wicked out, but it trailed back into break even. It was not the front runner, and that's one of the reasons why I wasn't either holding it all the way back into VWAP or looking for that bit of a dip buy. We're still holding consolidation in both DPW, and I know Ideanomics. Look, it has held that 275, and I said I would not short before 245 breaks. I still have my order ready to go in case we get a breakdown of that price, but it's starting to feel like I can work something off of that 275 area. I'm not quite there yet, but just watch out. I mean, every time it gets there, it does do a hard rejection on Ideanomics, and 130 million shares is good enough to be scalping it. And I haven't touched it since the pre-market. So I still like below 245. I still like DPW here in front of 420, but 275 looks like the level on Ideanomics if you wanted to go short in front. I'm probably going to hold off for the downward break just because I'm already holding a couple of shorts and actively trading here in DPW. That's about the break for you, and I'll take some off for a 20-cent win when I can, and hopefully work the rest down towards that 350, which I still think it can get to eventually.
Okay, so we are long NEO right now, guys. Back to 87s is where it just breaks that high of, I don't know why I got 87s, 82. I'm long 87. I should be long 83 there, but I guess it must have just gone a little bit there for me. A little bit late on that in. So we should be 82, but instead it's 87s. Not much of a difference, just depending on your share size there. We'll see if it fails at 52. That's basically all that we're doing right now. We're waiting to see on a fail of 52. If it does fail 52, let's just call, I mean, here it goes to the upside, take some off here. I'm waiting at 96 to take a little bit off for 10 cents. But if you go back to a 3-minute chart, just missed. It went to 95 there. Okay, yeah, high 95. That's hilarious. Yeah, 95. We're at 96. You can see this is breaking out, obviously, here today. 51.80 is what we just cracked. That was also the high back a couple days ago. Oh, no, sorry. This is a minute chart. Right here, that's where we went long. I was going to look at a day chart just to see, but I do know it's bunched up here. There's not much high side here at all. So that's why there's a big size at 95. We're waiting at 96. I may just change that right here. Take 8 pennies. And then just see if it bounces off that 95 again. But right now, NEO still a nice little one, guys. The cash cow continues on these electric vehicles.
Yeah, I mean, these are still going absolutely nuts. And one other stock that, I don't know. We talked about Boeing a little bit here off of a 200, a bit of a dip, and it never got there. It gave you like 202. It just made 3 tests at this 207 area to the upside. I'd like this for swings a little bit better, but you can't really ignore this. We did talk about this level, at least from Friday's action. I know Sean mentioned it as well. If it gets through, just keep in mind on Thursday, it stalled out at 210. So there is maybe some slight resistance, a couple of dollars higher if you're looking for a scalp level. Starting to work its way down here, and we'll do some backflips on DTTW as it starts to flush to the downside. And I talked about this one. It is what it is, and the first time I scalped it off for some shares in the 80s, and I'll do the same thing here. Maybe take some out. I should probably take something. Take something out here at 90 just because you see it here. A bit of a bid forming, kind of crazy not to. And I got this 405 short, so take 15 cents. I'll take a few more shares off on the way down towards this 375 mark. And then from there, like I said, 350 is the ultimate target. So I'll just have some bids all the way down so I can let this one fall on me. Again, if I get like this second or third target at 375, I'd probably tighten my stop up. I'm not going to give it all the way to 420 if it's already come and bounced off of 375, but another target there. So more shares out in the 80s. It's a 405 short we got on here in DPW. I've taken some pot shots at it. I would have loved it much better at 450, but beggars can't be choosers. You can't just pick what prices you're going to get. When it starts to roll over, I got to take my shot on DPW.
To do that. Yep. Okay. Just texting the producer here. Okay. XPEV $60. So we're still waiting to go long at $61 here, guys, to the high side of XPEV. We still are in NEO. That's a 6-cent winner. We did take some out there, as we stated, 94, 95. Waiting to see what it does here at 52. So as far as I'm concerned, I mean, we're not at all-time highs. We talked about 54 being that before Citron came out. We're long right now, guys, 51.87 and looking to break it back above 52. There it is, 52.05. A nice little 20-cent win right here. It's not a huge amount of shares, but we'll bang it off because NEO continues to be my #1 stock, and all we're doing is adding to the money today, guys, and this just keeps on going. Here's another 21-cent win. Oh, by the way, Palantir goes to 96, guys. That win on the last bit of Palantir was a $1.18 win there on Palantir in, and then out we hold all the way for the 20, feeling pretty good. It's about to break. We are going to go to Brendan, but we're going to watch Palantir on the way back. Look at the size here, guys. It looks like people are at that 20. I can't believe, like, we called $20 not even too long ago, and here we are, guys. Palantir with big size there at 20. What's Neil or Brendan?
Brendan.
Brendan, all right, Brendan on the big board. Sector watch.
Hey guys, yeah, let's have a look at the overall S&P 500. See what's driving the shift so far today. 0.4% for the market. So we are higher, but definitely have come off the highs. Positive vaccine news. That means anything related to getting back to normal. Increased demand in the energy sector leading the way so far. This is the energy group here. The entire thing in positive territory, and nicely, by the way, as well. Oxy leading the way there, 8.75% for OXY, Devon, Fang, and VLO 5+% to the upside for energy stocks on higher crude, higher potential for demand for crude. Here we go on the consumers group as well. There's Gap, GPS 8.3%, Ulta Beauty there 2.75%, Dollar Tree, Target, Expedia. You get the theme here. 2.25% up to about 2.5%. We also have the travel names. Yeah, there's the cruise lines, 3.5%, 3%, and 2.25%. RCL, CCL, NCLH. Back to the upside. Hotels are here as well, having quite the day. Although I just see MGM, tough to see there, but MGM is negative, 0.7% for MGM, still in negative territory. There's AAL, DAL, UAL, FedEx, all the transportation, or airlines, I should say, in the transportation group, 4+% to the upside. GE leading the way in the industrial sector, 4.75%. Boeing right beside it, 4+% off the list. FLS, LHX also here in the industrials group. Just want to point out way over in the corner there, the material sector also nicely positive, 5.5%, 4.6% for CF and Mosaic also among the leaders today. To the downside, tech stocks, pharmaceuticals, and communication services all in negative territory. Overall, though, 0.4%, guys, for the S&P. Back over to you.
All right, guys. NEO, thanks for doing that update there. Yeah, lots of stuff popping today. The ES especially. Still up. It was up a little bit more. Still up. Look at NEO as it goes, man. The cash cow continues to come through on this big bad boy. We just take another one. We're in the money 40 cents now on this latest break. So NEO still for the win, man. And that's it. FCEL, we just got taken out to the high side. So we'll reverse it long with a small stop at the bottom of this candle. So we are flat. No, we're still up on FCEL, but we are long again now. Watching this go to the money long, 706, 692 our stop.
And it's going to be the end of the road for me. And I guess we slayed this one. Slayed this dragon, not Brennan, but BKYI. This 340 area was a bit of a breakdown price. Now I did take some shares off initially at this price a couple of times when it bounced. It then failed and rolled over here at 340. But when it broke, I'm just going to take the last 20% that I was holding all the way to $3. Just going to take it out. My last entry was just above there. So it is, it's not break even. It's only a couple of cents there. But you don't want a winner to turn into a loser. That's why we're going to cover it. DPW, on the other hand, is also catching a bit of a bid. Now, I was sitting here right in front of this 370 area, and you did see it bounce off 72s. Once I get a couple of legs, like I said, once it breaks that 375 or tests it, I am going to move my trail. I don't want this to turn into a losing trade, so I'm short at 405. I'll give it to around break even. If it rolls over shy, so if it bounces up here, does not get to this 405, maybe turns at 4, I could consider adding to it and then really think that VWAP is going to be the level to work off of. So if I do add to this position, you see it happen, I would stretch my target down maybe just below that 350 mark where I currently think would be that bottom, guys.
Okay, and Mr. XPEV, we are back into you and doing quite well once again on XPEV. So a nice little trade here. We're just watching this go through. We did just take out 20 cents there. Long 61, out 61.22 there. So we are going to watch that stock as now it's fading back in. We do have a little dangerous position here. The reason why is that we also have NEO. So we're long both electric vehicles. This one is 51.85. We just crushed that one on the high side, up out 52.19. But watch out, man. This one comes back to flat. We're going to get out. So we'll just hit that a little bit and then get back out 51.87 or so. I don't want to be long both of these names for obvious reasons. They're exactly the same. So that's XPEV, not exactly the same, but XPEV and NEO kind of move together, obviously, with both being Chinese EVs. So we're going to wait to see. That's why we just scalped that out for 20 cents. Now we'll wait to see. I do have a higher side here. We're at the high of the day. Like we just took that out. We got out at the high of the day there. So now we'll wait to see if it can retest it. If it does, then I think NEO goes with it as well. But my eyes are pretty glued to this. We can see how fast this could drop. We're already up now 13%. Someone said, like, why did we sleep on XPEV? We did not, man. I crushed this stock, a top stock for me today, as well as NEO looks like it's trying to make a move backside as well.
Yeah, and it's not about necessarily sleeping on stocks. When we talked about Boeing and managed to miss out on that one, and certainly it's going to happen to you. I try to limit sort of the amount of shares that you trade in each individual, or how many number of symbols you trade on a given day, just because it's a bit too much. And if I get past like 10, I know that I've done it wrong, at least to some extent. all that said, we came over this UXIN. This was not on my radar. Obviously, it was a great, fantastic rollover trade. If you did catch it, I'm going to watch it. If it does try to make any kind of a base, I'm looking at this consolidation previously at about like 115 to 130 on the daily chart. You are seeing it start to pull back, of course. It went parabolic to 160. It's not really there yet, but if it gets down towards that price, I would maybe think about it catching a bit of a bid and going long. But either way, UXIN is another name that I didn't get to. DPW just tried again to roll over around that $4 mark. So you'll see me one more time dip into some shares here, but I'm not giving this to 420. If it does break to the upside like it just did just there, I'm just going to get out right here, right now. So again, like I said, it's going to be smaller losses that I'm taking in DPW to lighten the load in case it does break higher. Now I've gotten out half my position that I had from earlier. That was at like 405, 406, 407 up here. This last entry point down at like 397, I'll hang on to those and give it a little more room and definitely take it out if it gets to 360, 370. So I'm trying to be more active in DPW. If it remains relatively strong, I'm going to get in and out, take smaller hits, take smaller wins, because it's still not 450. And 450 is where I really thought that would be the turn on DPW. That's why you're seeing smaller entries and exits for me on this particular name.
Okay, yeah, Roku all-time highs. Thanks for that, Brendan. I apologize. I just seeing this now. Brendan sends us this 20 minutes ago. So, wow, yeah. I mean, anything breaking. Again, we talked about this when this was down here, and I did want to go long if it did break above 275. Missed it. You could see what happens when it breaks above 275. That's what triggered me. I looked down and was like, oh man, we missed that Roku. It was a breakthrough of 275. It must have just gone huge up there. I mean, look at the spread, 40 cents here on Roku. So that makes sense why we would miss that kind of a call there on Roku, as it was huge. 277 now. Wow. Making those all-time highs. That's for damn sure. Again, Roku continues to go, man. Trade the best names and you'll be fine. That continues to be true, including Neo as well. Still making upside moves. This is 30 cents in the money. What's up, Mr. Wiggins?
AIM Immunotech, guys, another one that was once way back when involved in the vaccine race. They are no longer, but to the downside today in a big way. 10.8%. Apparently, they designed this whole treatment center that they were working on developing new treatments for a wide variety of different both cancers and also therapies for common flus and things of that nature. But apparently the first trial from that center came back not great. So 10.5% for AIM here on the downside, guys.
Wowzers. And 25% to the upside on AYRO. Just want to remind everybody of this one that's been a roller coaster. I had two positions short, one that made me, like 25 cents and one that lost me basically about the same amount. It did double top here. It did, broke that 10 even. It double topped here at 1060 and it's starting to come back in. That means I'm going to like it. As long as we hold below this, if we can get below this $10, and we're holding just above it right now, maybe break back below, catch something in the 970 breakdown right here, and then give it to like 10 even, so you're risking about 30 pennies. It was consolidation 30 cents lower than that, so that's your first target, and then see if you get to 9. So I am going to be back over into AYRO at some point. It just hasn't gotten there for me yet. To come back over to another name in the EV space, and there's been a few high flyers here. If you haven't noticed today, Blink also making a 40% move on the upside, and you can see there hasn't actually been a retracement yet. Some of these are getting a little bit, what's the word I want to use here? Let me think about it.
Uh-oh.
Parabolic?
Oh, there it is.
No, I'm kidding with you guys here. Obviously, it's already gone parabolic, but I'm looking for a turnaround in Blink. Just that many days in a row, these strong moves to the upside. I am going to look for a short. 33 is not 35. 32.50 right now, looking like a lower high that's being held. At some point, it'll give me some consolidation. I'll look to jump into a bit of a short. But look at the liquidity. It's like a banana republic around here. But also, Brendan's at the big screen. It's already Money Talks.
Hey guys, yeah, currency time. Let's have a look at, this is quickly turning in, or at least for the past week or so, it's turning into the crypto sector watch. But it's all about cryptocurrencies again today. You can see Ethereum did come off a bit, so we're still 16.3%. But look at Bitcoin, negative now on the day, 1.5% to the downside for Bitcoin. When we looked at this initially, it was 18+% to the upside. So it did fail up there at 600, so back below 600 for Ethereum. We were talking about this at 375 about a month ago. So Quite the move for Ethereum as well. Let's go to actual currencies here. Euro negative on the day, about 0.25%. The Canadian dollar dead flat. Really not much to see. 76 and change. The British pound is higher, 133.25. The UK and Canada coming to trade deal post-Brexit over the weekend. Japanese yen, Swiss franc, a little bit higher today. More volatility in the overall market coming in. There was a couple of economic numbers as far as Australia is concerned that came out overnight to the downside, so not good. So you can see about 0.25% for the Aussie, 72 and change. New Zealand as well following suit. Back to the downside, but Ethereum, guys, a big mover on the day, back below that 600 level. Back over to you.
Okay, so I should clarify, and I put it in the chat there for anyone that doesn't know what I mean when I say liquidity look like Banana Republic. I just kind of mean it's thin, like thinly traded here on some of these gateways. And you can see the lit liquidity, meaning the bid ask isn't necessarily the best. Obviously, there's lots of liquidity. You see all these deep prints. There's lots of dark pool liquidity. So if you don't have access to be able to get some of that dark liquidity, it can be difficult to have a larger share size because you want to make sure you can get that so you can get some fills. But there's just not a lot of actual bid ask in terms of 1,000 share orders, 5,000, things like that. It's done 30 million shares. So there is a lot of volume trading on these names. But that's all I meant by that little Banana Republic quip. Obviously, it's not bad when it's trading 30 million.
I thought that was great. I mentioned I was putting a chicken dinner winner, first of all, XPEV, another 50-cent win. So right now, guys, we go long on XPEV down here, 61, and then we go long NEO as well. So right now, this 30 cents in the money on XPEV, long 61, and then NEO long 51.87, breaking out to highs as well as we go. We're just still waiting for Palantir to break through 20. It sees it and drops, but we tweeted that out. Follow us all at Trader TV, Sean, Neil, and Brendan. Neil, I meant to tell that in the chat. That was awesome. When you said about Banana Republic, was sick. That was awesome. Liquidity dried up like Banana Republic. I mean, that's almost
Greg's
like
line.
That's almost like a line.
Actually,
that could be like a hip hop song.
It could be. So that's actually Greg's line. But there's Eric Husander. He's on. I mean, the guy's an absolute legend when it comes to market data. That's actually I got that from him like years and years ago during one of the flash crashes. He made a quib about it being Banana Republic liquidity. But either way, that's sort of what we mean by that. DTW, just to go back to this name, I actually thought, and I took, like I said, I took half of this out, thinking it was going to break to the upside. But lo and behold, it's actually still working for me here. But again, I've taken some off for a small loss, and then I'm going to still see if I can't get some out at 360, 370. It just doesn't feel like a home run yet on this stock, and I don't want to get caught with my pants down as we try to say over here. From time to time, and again, it's not really about getting caught with your pants down, but having a plan of action if you are going counter trend, people. The trend was to the upside on IDEX. It is the volume is dying rapidly. I know it's over 140 million, but you can see down here, and if you can't, I'll do this for you. Pull it up a little bit here so you guys can see there. Yeah, the volume is absolutely dying off. That does bode well if it's going to roll over and give me a nice short opportunity. I should have done it off 275. That's come and gone. I'm not going to short 255 with a 275 stop when there's support down here 10 cents lower. It doesn't make any sense. If it breaks 245, still going short on this name. If it bounces back up and then gives me like 65, 70 and the volume stays low, then I might jump into IDEX. But for now, it looks like I just missed the boat.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's pretty tough. We're going to fix this computer beside me if you guys are noticing that going back and forth. Thanks to Rob for getting that all fixed up. XPEV now $1 in the money, so we'll hit the siren alert for that one, man. Hells to the yeah, XPEV. We are at all-time highs right now and just rip city right now. Rip through 62. Let's keep going upside, guys. I did want to say that. I rule. Thank you, Sean. Nice name. I like it. Maybe you're Irish there, McCaffrey. I'm Italian, so that's why my name is SHAWN. Yeah, that makes sense. You rule. No, you rule. Thank you so much. Look, XPEV, another $1 in the money. We are initially long 59, guys. It's at 62. This is what I wanted to talk to you about. And I think this is what's important, man. Doc Trader, thank you so much. Just want to tell you that each day you love us more and more, laughing and trading. And look, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to be a little different here. We're not selling anything. You can log in every single day live to the show. We'll talk about active stocks. We'll talk about active symbols. I've made over 200 fills today. I know Neil probably will tell you how many he's had. Probably
141.
I was going to say north of 100. So 141 there. Here goes XPEV. Bang! We're bringing the energy every single day. And here it is. We're also bringing the winners. $1.40 now in the money on XPEV. 58 cents in the money on NEO, guys. Fuel cell, a dime in the, that's Baba, screw you, Baba, the only loser of the day. Fuel cell, a dime in the money and going higher. So yeah, everything today, we are 9 for 10. Only loser is you, Mr. Baba, and I'll be back for that one.
Yeah, and like I said, DTTW is coming back to the downside. I want to come over to Tesla very quickly for you guys, but before I get into this, Sean, we do sell mugs, incidentally. I mean,
Yep.
So I guess we're selling things for like a few bucks here, but whatever. I kind of kid with that. I don't have my Bang mug today because Valeria has chosen for me the Trader TV mug that you can see. And Tesla, apologies for this ugly wick down here, making a push to 5.25. Now, it has broken this, so you're going to see a bit of a 525 top. It did break and get like 15 pennies, which is nothing, and then come right back in. So in the event that any dip holds like 515, I'd be watching for a 5-quarter break in the afternoon, or maybe it happens at some point before lunchtime. I can't call exactly when it's going to be. Obviously, it could have been a much bigger trade for me here in DPW. And I told you guys, as this was happening, that I wasn't nearly as confident in the short as maybe I usually would be. So I did take half off of it here for a small hit when it broke above 405. Now it looks like it is sliding to the downside. I've had this bid in front of 370 that it bounced away from for like the last half an hour or so, maybe even longer than that. I'm just going to leave them in. If it trails back down, I'm going to get out before VWAP on this in the case of this trade here in DPW. Last one for you. I still have this Naked Brands, and I mean, I feel like the party is over when it comes to this particular name. Just to show you guys what happened last few sessions, this is where we're shorting at 26. Now, obviously, if you were up really, really early, you could have had this one breaking at like 7 a.m. Towards that same 26 level. I didn't catch it till it already had failed off this, and I've been shorting ever since. But you can see this afternoon action. I had this short in the afternoon, like at 19, all the way into the close, down at 16. I got it way too early at that one. But this little target above that, once that breaks, I want to hold half my position short, and I'm short at 21 here. I'll hold half my position to go right back down towards that 16, 17 low. Now, it's only a 3 or 4 cent win. That's all I'm targeting here, but relatively speaking, if I can take 10, 15, 20%, on a penny stock, you should always be happy with that and make sure you size accordingly, have your stops accordingly. Just try to picture it's like a $2 stock or a $21 stock, whatever works for you in the head.
Yeah, XPEG needs to has no chill. XPEV right now. We're saying XPEG needs to chill. No, it does not. It has no chill right now. XPEV right now, $1.70 in the money. Do not chill out. Do not chill out. If you guys are short, I apologize. We are long on this side. And again, every buy needs a seller. So we are long downside here, $60. So a nice little $1.50, $1.60 in the money now, up to 63. We are watching NEO. That's also a 70-cent winner, as that's making it back to all-time highs as well, through 50. I mean, what a great run a lot of these names have had. And yeah, we'll just continue to run these things. Oh yeah, and look at FCell, man. Look, I'm not always just pure. I was short FCell. I mean, this is the 10 cents or 20 cents that we took, then we lose 20 cents, and now we go long up to 7.30 on FCell. So right now, nice little 18-cent win here, 55 cents here, and $1.70 right here. So nice little trading happening on the EV side of things as we just keep on rocking and rolling. We also do have Palantir, guys. Watch it. We're right near 20 again. We showed you the size, man. It's all about education on the show as well. 700,000 shares plus here at 20. So you got to get through all of that, Palantir, before you break through 20. But with 35 million shares, shouldn't have a problem dusting off about $1 million there at $20, guys. And
CGC making a push to the upside, and I gotta be honest with you guys. They moved this sucker over from the New York to the NASDAQ, and for whatever reason, I just recently changed my layout and did not have it saved. So I'm sitting there not even noticing that it made a push or had a volume spike because I still had it on the New York. So I've made that adjustment, but CGC just made a bit of a push on volume a couple of minutes ago here, about a 25-cent move up to 240, but it's really the volume spike that is going to be key. It's only about 1.5 million shares, but that's a significant spike. If it comes down towards that price where the buying occurred at 24, look for a bit of a dip buy. Already 11 o'clock. And that means time to go to Valeria, Ms. V, and our European update.
Hey guys, European shares are mostly in a positive territory on the vaccine news. Italy is up 0.38%. France is up 0.31%. Russia is down 0.13%. and Britain is down 0.03%. IAG is up more than 5% after South African airline Comair said that British Airways domestic routes will resume from December the 9th. Back to traders.
So you know what? I said I'd wait for this to slow down before I would tell you guys talk about some of these trades. I've done market making, penny stocks when I was back in the day. Certainly, that just means that I'm sitting there bid-ask trading on some symbols. Yeah, watch it. We have actually a guest that I know we're going to talk about in just a little bit there. You can see on the coming up. But if you see me in CLR and someone's saying you can't, that position board, you can't have it. Want to bet? Yes, I can. It was similar to when I used to trade GUY. So at times on this, I will be a portion of the bid on a stock like this, and it's just a cash buyout. So you're going to see me actively spread trading. It's only done a small amount of shares, like 60,000. But if I can capture spread market making, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And let's just say that the prices that I know I want to be bidding and offering, I will put them in very, very early, Sam, just to make sure that I get the fills at really good prices. And it's something that I've been doing for years, so I can have it going in the back burner, and I can sit there and make the spread. A good friend of mine said, if it's raining nickels and you have the ability to stand outside and catch them, why wouldn't you do it? So it's not that I say I'm cheap all the time. But it's not that it's free money to me, but basically it's like bankable income that I've been doing for years and years. But yes, I have that fill because I've been waiting on that bid for a while, is the best I will put it. I'm going to come back over to Boeing. It did try that break, and we talked about 207. It actually just broke out 207.50. It's pulled back once, twice, and now is breaking down. So it might not be able to sustain this move. I'm actually going to take a bit of a scalp short at 207.50, just see if it can't retrace into 206 even. It made a hard top here. I thought it'd be like 210 as resistance. I think I talked about this when I last talked about Boeing, but it turned slightly shy of that. Either way, I'll take a shot. 207.50, maybe give you like a $1.50. If it doesn't work right away, I'm probably going to be getting it out of it rather quickly. I don't want to risk more than like 50 cents going counter trend, and I am relatively bullish on Boeing in general. But it's been basically dip buys that I've been calling for on this name, and not necessarily breakouts in Boeing. That's just my preferred and favored way of doing things on this name. Certainly do what works for you. I just know that overall, when I track my results, I make more money when I buy the dip on Boeing as opposed to when I take the breakout. Brennan, what's up?
A little bit of a pullback here. This is Devon Energy. We were talking about it during the sector watch there. I spotted DVN was among the biggest gainers on the day as far as energy stocks, still leading the way though. 6.8%, just came back down through 14.10. So watch 14 there for DVN. Yeah, coming up, guys, in about 45 minutes or so, another company profile coming your way. We're going to talk to Renforth Resources. Really excited about this. A junior gold explorer and silver as well. So we're going to talk to Nicole Brewster, President and CEO of Renforth, coming up around 11:45, 11:50. Guys.
You always want to make sure. Yeah, we're back. We went and got some water there. So yeah, good look there on Renforth. Here we are. Yeah, Hydration Nation. I don't know. We'll hit the iceberg. It's freezing cold right now. Muted. Am I muted? No, I'm okay. Yeah, here we go, guys. We're waiting for Palantir still to break 20. XPEG's $1.55 in the money and bouncing. I'm debating right here, guys. 62.50. If we break, maybe that bottom there, 62.25. We break that, we're going to get out. So let's put in a trailing stop. 62.25 on XPEG.
Yeah, did it just get I don't know, but cold air just started blowing on me. It's already cold enough as it is here in south of the border, north of the border here. But either way, I'm now looking back over at this KXIN, but I'm freezing my butt off, guys. If it does, he just broke out down below VWAP. Now I was watching this 230 level, of course. It's now finally below it. I'm going to work into this one to the short side. I said I would. I just want to see some consolidation, maybe some sideways action, and then watch out for IDEX because it's finally moving down toward that 245, and I've been waiting for that basically all morning. If it breaks below there, I'm going to go short on that name as well. Certainly worth the volume's so good on that one. If it holds and bounces off of 245, not that bad of a play to scalp off the long. But just watching KXIN now, it needs to hold below this 230. Give me some sideways action, maybe even break 9 even, and then see if I can't get into a short. I don't want to force anything, but it does feel like the long will run out of juice if we can hold anything below this 930 price.
So XPEV, there it is, guys. It does get us out there for 62, 20, 60. Oh, actually, what? 62 even. Okay, paid the spread there pretty badly. That's strange. Oh, it must have cracked all the way down to 61.80. So, okay, we get out at 62 even there. So nice little long $1.50 win there on XPEV. 62 even out off of our 62.50 or 60.50 long, so a nice little win on XPEV, and we dump that one. There it goes, man. Sometimes your outs are worthy of some chicken dinner winners there when you get out. So we just called that one out at 62, saving ourselves that 50 cents as now the market looks to turn over. We also did get out of our NEO right here, though, 52.17. This one not as good as an out as that XPEV was, but it's 52.65 the high. We're out 52.20. So there we go. NEO's flat and out as well. And then FCell, man, we let that go all the way to 30 before coming right back now. So not great executions on the high side there. We still go 8 or 9 for 10 today. And you can see the numbers at the bottom. I mean, they are what they are. The only loser is Alibaba, and that was a 275 long. So right now, Alibaba looking to break through this level, which I actually kind of like right here, 272. Can we exact revenge right now? 272 and change on Alibaba. We like that long.
Well, that's not fair. So anyways, I did get some KXIN here and talked about holding below that 930. I was able to get some shares there at 29. But like I was right here, and again, I was right trying to chase it at like 923, 924 to get some more shares. I can probably cancel that order, no good. But there was a bid at 9 even. I got some out there for the 25-cent win, 29-cent win. Check that. And then I'm going to hold on to the rest just to see if it comes down. I literally just talked about this one, and it looked like it was going to go all kinds of sideways and give you exactly that consolidation so that you could actually have a better position or a bigger position. Never happened. But I always say this. If you don't get the full position, it probably just means that it went in the money for you right away, and you should be happy about that. So I'll be happy for the win. I was trying to get a few more shares there. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do it there. If it pulls back at this point, I don't want it retesting this 230. I'd probably wait to see what happens up at like 930, 950, 960. I'd probably wait for that to see if I get a rollover there and reload. Or maybe if it just holds, halfway, like a 915, and then turns over again, I would add to the position in that regard. But for now, we'll have to take the win that we got on KXIN and go to Brendan at the desk.
Just checking on Intel, guys. There's a headline that came across there on Intel CEO talking with the Biden administration on implementing a national manufacturing strategy for semiconductors. So not much of a reaction, though. It's actually coming back in. Was strong initially, along with the rest of the group, it's worth saying, when it comes to the chip makers. But coming back in a bit for Intel, guys.
Yeah, I know why. We all know why they want some national domestic protection there, because the boy is eating your lunch, and that is AMD here, Advanced Micro Devices. Nice little move there today, obviously up 3%. And I think Intel's not doing too horribly, I believe, Brendan, as well. Yeah, so all the semiconductors today, oh no, not as well. Intel only up that 0.62. See, that's the thing. You could send that letter, but it's going to hurt you, because if you're doing that well, you probably shouldn't be sending said letter over to President-elect Joe Biden. Let's check out an NVIDIA. I mean, obviously, Intel, strong U.S. company, nothing wrong with it. But yeah, right now, okay, so NVIDIA even down. So there we go. So actually, I've only been looking at AMD and just thought that AMD was the king today, leading everybody, and it is. So watch AMD here, about to break 86.50. I think we like that short.
And did get some more out there in DTTW, so I don't know, let's hit some Mortal Kombat action, because it is what it is. A flawless victory, it is not. That's why I'm gonna, I don't know, I just wanted to say not. But either way, I talked about getting some out because it felt like it was relatively strong. It still has a bit of that look, that's why I take some out here at 72s. And it's only like a 25-cent win, and all morning long it's been scalping this instead of trying to get the home run. Now, if it breaks down, it'll probably give me these 350s. I can get the last 20% out for about a 40-penny winner. KXIN is trying to bounce back towards the upside, so that's the one that's going to be front of mind, because I'm looking for a way to get into more shares. This name, IDEX, finally broke 245. Are you kidding me? That only took all morning long. So just got 41 to the south side there. But I am watching for a pullback in KXIN. It's trying to get back up to this 30. If it fails, I'll try and get some more short at 910. If it does make a push higher, 950 would be the other entry price that I'm looking. But finally got into IDEX and IDEX. I mean, this level we're talking about all morning long, this 245, and it finally breaks. I finally get some out. It's about to cross the 150 million share mark, and I got 41 short. I'll start taking it 5, 10, 15. You know how it works down at these prices, $2 stock. Take advantage of the liquidity when it comes, and then make that cash, guys.
FYI, guys, we're here and we're doing it again and again and again and again because look at AMD right now. Look at this short, 86.40. We just put this on, guys. We just put this AMD short on. Let's take it out at 94 if we can. Bang! Big time cash register right there. Ring these bells, guys. We just put AMD on a couple seconds ago. This is a 3-minute chart, but look at this. We'll put it down to a 1 minute. We looked at that level. We found this right here, 86.40. We take the short. This is 1 minute, guys. Down 50 cents in the money right now. So yeah, these things are rocking and rolling for us today. And yeah, making that cash, needless to say, goes AMD to the downside. We just talked about it, and here it goes down, down, down. We just got some out 94s. We only have a third left, but the cash is rolling in here on these names today, guys. Big time move on the NASDAQ and the ES. Check out the NASDAQ. Not sure what that was, if that was the NVIDIA news, or sorry, the Intel news. I don't know. But NASDAQ just cracks there and looks like it still wants to go lower, guys.
Yeah, I mean, flushing that's another word you can use here. Ideanomics continues its little flush, and we talked about this trend to the downside. Maybe I should have had 275s. I don't know. I'll look that over in the afternoon and see if I made a bit of a mistake not being more aggressive. I waited for the breakdown. That's still going to be the nice little win here. I just took some out at 232. So we'll quickly take about a 10-cent win on this next exit. Like I said, 5, 10, 15. In those ranges, I'll definitely be getting all the way out. And if it gets down to this pre-market level, just to show you the hard consolidation all morning long, I was initially shorting off these levels around 2 to 210. If it gets down there, I will be all flat. There's no chance I will still be short if it breaks 2. If it goes to like $1.75 and someone else is still short, congratulations, it will not be me. I'll be very, very happy if I can get like 10, 15% overall on the last of these this position. Brendan, what's up?
If you remember back to last week, we were talking about this Metagus, MDGS. A couple of days to the upside to end last week, broke through 3 this morning. Another one that back on Thursday last week announced that they were entering into the EV charging space as well. So another one, guys. So many stocks up, that 24, 25, 26% today. This included Metagus as well.
I was going to say, who isn't entering the EV space these days? I think everybody is, and if AMD does, then I'll get out. But right now, we have the 6 short on as the NASDAQ just keeps on going, man. 50 cents in the money right now. The cash register just keeps on getting used over here, guys. And we're not withdrawing. We are depositing into the bank today. So a big time day for us happening today. We're probably, I've already told you how great November's been, and it looks like it's even going to get better today as we're probably at my highest spot I've been at in any day in November so far. So a big time trading day today for me. AMD coming to the downside. You can see everything at the bottom, what we have. I'm long FSL. I'm short AMD, 50 cents in the money on one, a dime on the other. So we're just going to continue to wait and hopefully find you some more plays, man. XPEV was out at 62. That was a great long initially 59 and change, long again at 61. I hope you guys are telling your friends to watch the show. Some of these plays, man, this is real trading. We're using our hands. I'm giving you these plays as I take them, guys. So, every single one of these is a justified, verifiable win. You're seeing our trades. You're seeing everything right here. So join the party, man. Good out there on NEO. Let's see if it breaks back down through 55. Double check, Neil, all of your stop orders here because it's getting time that we make sure that these don't get triggered in here on bad prices and or trades we don't want. Palantir, though, still hanging upside. We love you even more when you do this in a market tank. So watch out for 20 on Palantir. I may stay pretty dry and light now, but watch this market tanking. We got to pick up some shorts.
I'm going to stay buck naked over here, Sean. No, I'm kidding. Naked Brands is, I'm being this short. I said this on Friday, and it's probably going to also be true today. Now, again, I might be in this position the entire day. If I made one mistake on Friday, and I said this to, I was talking to Greg and Brennan, I had this, and let's see if I can zoom in for you guys here. I had this little move into 20 cents, and I got a 19 even short going into Friday's close. And this was me covering it. It's it got in past 3 o'clock, and we're day trading here, so we have to be flat by the end of the day in these accounts. So I started working it out. It's I don't want to have to punch out at the end of the day, so I keep getting it out and out. And I ended up having 15% when it made that break down towards 16, 17, which was that low. I'm gonna try not to do the same thing here. I do anticipate if this does not break this 21 area or 21, 22 area up here. View up. I expect to be in the short all day long. And if I have to wait, now I'm going to get some out in front of 18, but if I have to wait till 355, this time I'm going to try and do it for that 16 bottom and still have the bulk of the position on. If I can do it, that's the way I should be doing this trade. That's how I used to do it back in the day, a few years back when I was a penny stock trader doing that on a daily basis. If you can guess how long that has been, we've probably said it a few times here, Sean, but if you can tell by the grays, I got a few in there. It has been a while that I've done this stock on or penny stocks on an everyday basis. And with naked brands, with a TTN, TTNP, some of these are starting to get back in vogue, and they're actively traded, giving you hundreds of millions of shares a day, which is what you're looking for if you're going to trade these every single day.
Yep, exactly. Good talk there. And we are looking for volume and shares and liquidity, and that's sort of how we did find Palantir for you guys for a long side trade. We were waiting for it to do 100 million shares. It already did that. So I'm still watching for this AMD. The NASDAQ seems like it's taking a little bit of a breather. We're going to get out if it does break through 86.14 maybe on the high side, and I'll give it a little bit more here. Why don't we give the last bit to flat? I mean, I think NASDAQ's had a little bit of a move down now here, and I think it could probably continue. So we're going to give this one back to 86.40 now. I know a little risky on that one, but I think it's worth it to give that one a little bit of room, and that is going to be AMD, so up to the upside of 85.40. Target's kind of right here, 85.50. It's not too far away, but I do think that that's something that we could probably reach today, guys. 85.50-ish. We've bounced off there off the open, so let's see if we can retest that.
Yeah, and just a quick look over here. Back at Ideonomics, I should probably update you guys. This is a time of day where I want to make sure you guys know what's going on in some of these stocks. Now, there was a bit of a flush down into like a 230 here, and of course I was shorting the 245 break. But it snapped right back to the upside. It did consolidate in. Maybe I should have gotten it at 238, 239. I would have waited for like a 240, 245 area. But when I see that happen, consolidation higher, wick down and bounce back up, I'm going to take some profit again around that same level just in case. So if it does make another bounce here at 230, then I can maybe get back in this time. Add to my position at 238, 239, something in that range. I still have bids a little bit lower in front of that 225 to continue that short trade. KXIN does continue to flush. I really never was able to get back into this position. So you had this breakout. This was a long we had in the morning, like right before the open. Now, we go through our watch list every single day for you. And one of the reasons why, actually the reason why, and I believe it is coming up 3. Hopefully I got this right for you guys. Yeah, one of the reasons we're going to 8:30 in the morning is so that we can cover more symbols and do a better job of covering everything that we can, because I was scrambling right here at like 9:28 to tell you guys KXIN is about to go. 840 is breaking to the upside. There was a double top here in the pre-market. Got to go long. Hopefully you guys were seeing this as it happened. That was probably my best trade of the day overall, just in terms of the move that was available to you. Now, it's been a trickier story to the short side, but I do feel like if it comes back in, the break was at 40. This dip down here was real at about 10 o'clock, down to about this 840 as well. That's why I have some bids, or my last bid in here. If it flushes down and goes, I don't know what the reverse of, I guess it can go parabolic to the downside. There you go, I'll say the word anyways. Then I'm going to get out for like that dollar winner around like 830 to 840, right around that breakout range to the upside. If it holds VWAP, I'm looking to enter at some point back into more shares short, but I want to see it consolidate or roll over to jump back in. Currently, you can see it trying to bounce back up towards that 930 where I got short originally, guys.
Okay, AMD still working for us right now. So good trade here on AMD, and we'll watch it 84.85. It's coming right down to where we need it to be, 85.58. So that'll be a nice little winner just to top everything off for us today. If we can do that, man, hells to the yeah. We'd be pretty happy. Now, those of you know, it is snowing out right now in Toronto, Ontario.
No.
Or not snowing, but it was snowing yesterday, all day yesterday. So I was going to talk about the pool, but that's not happening anytime soon with this kind of weather outside. But of course, we don't go swimming in the winter anyways. You could actually, a pretty cool thing. And I don't know if your in-laws do this, Neil, but you can freeze the backyard or a big pond if you do have access to land. Those make the best skating.
You know who? I didn't do this, but actually a family friend of mine did this.
Yeah.
Every winter, they would freeze their back and create a bit of a rink. And every single day, all 3 of their sons would practice their skills. And oddly enough, all three of them made it to the NHL. If you don't know who I'm talking about, then shame on you if you're a hockey fan. Let's go to Brennan.
Datadog, guys, we mentioned this one numerous times throughout the past week and a half. 2 weeks or so, just popped up here on volume, coming back through to 89. Big level, that's basically where it ended the day on Friday. No significant news on this, but the bigger story, it rejected that 90 again. Every time it gets back up to 90 or thereabouts, seems to be a bit of a seller for D-Dog, guys.
D to the doggy there. You know what? This stopped a little bit at 75 there, wondering, do we just take the smooth 75 cents on this one, or do we wait for this 50? I don't want to lose patience here. The NASDAQ seems like the NASDAQ here is kind of doing something that I like here to the upside. It's basing out. You can see right now, you draw this little ellipse, and then you could draw a little line here if the NASDAQ breaks. This level is kind of like I was going to say, you could back to the longs. That's 11,840 basically, give or take. I mean, you don't want to bottom pick exactly the futures. That's really hard based on the volume and everything that they do. But it looks like we could be heading back to the upside. So you got to watch out for some AMD. I'm not going to give this one all the way. We're going to give it right back here because it does look like we just made a bottom. 86.15 is my new out here for AMD. We do have another 15-cent win on FCell, looking to break out the top as well. Let's put an order at 730. Guys.
Yeah, good look on FCell. And, you know, like the tag team action, we're like, we'll call it maybe the British Bulldogs. I feel like
I'm Bret Hart, though.
No one will get that. Yeah, no worries about that.
I'm more
man.
like the Anvil if you look at our body size.
Look, you guys can comment on who you think who would be who. But I'm kidding. We're both old school wrestling fans from back in the day, not necessarily now. I don't know much about it now. I want to go back to IDnomics. Fuel Cell is a fantastic push up. IDnomics is coming back to the downside. I did get some more shares out at 225, like I said I would. Now down to just less than half position, 40% left. If it gets down to 2, I'll be all flat. Adam Barnes, you got it right. It is the Subans. The stalls was a great and fantastic guess. But I didn't babysit the stalls. I'll give you that little tidbit as well. Fantastic family, and I'm a hockey fan myself, but it's all about those Leafs, unfortunately.
No, fortunately, the Leafs will be fine, Neil. Come on. Eventually, the Leafs will be fine. Let's
leave
it at that, eventually. That way, we can't be wrong, because at some point, they probably will win the Cup, and that may be this year. But I just feel like you put an asterisk, and I know you can't do that, but with COVID here right now, you don't really play in front of fans. I know it doesn't matter. Like, the Lakers are probably going to win the championship anyways, but I just feel like no fans is a big thing. Same with baseball, right? The Dodgers were probably going to win regardless of fans or not, so NBA's held true. And then who won the Stanley Cup again? I don't even remember. But the Stanley Cup came and went there. It wasn't Columbus. It was Tampa finally, I think.
Didn't Tampa win?
I think it was Tampa again, yeah. So that would make sense there. We should know that. But right now, a little bit of a fry.
I always know if it's Canadian team, but...
Yeah, I mean, we stopped paying attention. I stopped kind of paying attention when the Leafs are gone, to be perfectly honest with you. But basketball, I have a little more of a passion for, which is strange. Okay, 1808 here on CCL. That's getting close, man. I wrote down 1810 as a level that we wanted to get to. So 1808 off a nice little bounce here of 1788. We do have coming up, though, very, very soon. Don't miss this in just a matter of minutes now. Interview time. So Brendan's going to be with, here we go, Nicole Brewster, President and CEO of Ren Forth Resources. You may have seen her on various different media. She's going to be coming now, talking all about that. So you have any information, look up Ren Forth Resources. Brendan's going to be going in about 20 minutes with Miss Brewster.
So I just got back into, and I didn't think this would happen that quickly. I just told you guys about 225s I was getting out in IDEX. I came right back into this range here. I didn't short it the first time it came to 240. I've gone and done it the second time, but I'll tell you candidly, probably for half the shares I would have reloaded for just about everything that I had the first time. But that's a pretty strong move here, and the volume starting to pick up. As well. I would not give this past 245. I think that would be reckless. I'm only going to risk about 5 pennies on this new position here in IDEX. KXIN also bounced to the upside, but nowhere near that 930 mark that I would be looking to get back in. Just letting you guys know, IDX moving back in. I did take some more shares, but watch out. Alert to that 245 area. I don't want to give it past there. I think if it breaks through VWAP, it gives you a test of that 260 that we had earlier.
Okay, I was just looking at my FCell position again, and I'm debating. I'm just going to get this out. Boom, there it is. A nice little win on FCell, putting that stock back to the negative. So it is true, guys. 1 positive, 2, 3, 4, 5 is NEO. 5 is NEO. 6 is GBTC. We have Fannie Mae and Company. We have FCell going. We have AMD with the current 63 penny winner as well. So right now, guys, we go 8 for 9. The only loser is Alibaba, and we flew that coup a long time ago. So we're not in this loser, but we are looking to go long on a 271 break, maybe even upside here. No, it was 272 break. We're going to go long on this name.
And so just to go back to the other name, which is pushing back a little bit, I mean, not too far, but also DPW. So DPW, KXIN, and IDEX, all about the same time, catching a bit of a bid. Now, this is not the first time it's happened, but I got a bid down here in front of 50, and it turns around a couple of pennies away from my last exit. Now, this short, of course, I did take some out for a small hit. Wasn't as confident in this name. And it still looks like it's a bit of a bullish play. So watch out for that 420 break to the upside. I've been talking about 450 as a level. Probably should let you guys know if it breaks that in the afternoon. Watch out for like 540 to the upside as well. So I think we have to go to Brendan again at the desk.
Anyone wondering about this Resi stock today, RESI? There was another offer for this thing. This is a buyout. RESI up to, it's actually trading above right now, but 1625, the new number for this one. Pretium Partnership raising their bid for this one. So you can see big, huge move in the pre-market on that news. So we're, like I said, trading above, but that's the deal with Resi today, guys.
All right, we're gonna fall in a hole here, and not because we have a negative stock, because that would not be proper. It's because of FCell. We did get out there at 28, but silly me, man. I didn't even consider that it could have broke that high and then continue to go up. Like I was just looking at these 28s down here when we were at 7 and change, and I was about to turn into a loser. And I just said we topped out a couple times at 7:30. Who's trying to call me? I don't know. $7.30 right now to the upside. So we did get some out there and then it breaks. So I'll put myself in the hole, but we won't do that before hitting some home runs as FCell positive stock on the day. So we go short there and out, then we go long and we go out again. So a nice little move there on FCell. Positive stock for us today, but it could have been a hell of a lot better. I didn't even realize and think that was happening. AMD, though, this is exactly the call of the wild that we made earlier, guys. This is 80 cents right now, down to 85.65. We're going to put a bid out here and possibly just get out. But NASDAQ, as you could see, look, we drew this little ellipse, failed at this break. It tried to break, but didn't. So we'll watch NASDAQ now going to the downside. Good, at least whoever called me left a message. We'll see down to the downside right now, 85.60. The kids were at the dentist on Friday, and they made me an appointment, so I'm wondering if that's who it was. I know me and Neil go back and forth on the dentist. I kind of like the dentist, but I know I'm in the minority with that opinion.
Is it your dentist, or is it Brendan's that has the on-demand on the TV?
Brendan's, of course.
Yeah, so my dentist, look, I don't want to hate on them right now, but I'm kind of doing it on air. It's always like this local news channel. That's the only thing that's on there. And I'm happy to watch TV, but I mean, I don't know, give me some Netflix, and maybe I'll watch like reruns of Sons of Anarchy or something. I don't know, just give me something better, because I hate the dentist. It will make me enjoy it just a little bit more. I'm calling them out on that for sure, because most of the ones I've heard about have much better amenities. Anyways, I want to go back to this DPW. I'm not getting back into this, and someone said I called 365 turn. Look, all I said was this is around where I would be getting out, and I talked about this consolidation here, so if it was going to look strong, I wouldn't give it into VWAP. If I was better, I would have actually gotten a fill in front of it. Instead, I'm still holding that last 20% of the position here, looking for a bigger push. I'm going to give it to like $4. My short is basically, my last short is right here at 397, so I'll risk a couple of pennies here to see if it comes back and tests 365, and this time I'll get out in front of it. Brendan, what's up?
It's more about the massage chairs than Netflix.
Get out of here. Whatever.
Here,
you made that up. There was a 0% chance.
Damn you, Brendan.
Dentist with massage chairs. That's all I'm saying. It makes all the difference in the world, because even when you're lying, it's flat and looking at the ceiling, even if the TV's up there, I mean, it's not the same. It's about the massage chairs.
Brendan.
What a surprise. I'm going to put a fail on this one. Bang, right on Brendan. Because you know what? I gotta become a client of his.
Arch Dental. I'll give him a shout out. Arch Dental.
Arch Dental. There we go. So Arch Nemesis now is that for Arch Dental. Thank you, Brendan.
Everything is always better for Brendan. That's all I'm going to say. Everything. His dentist has massage chairs.
This is how Brendan does it.
All right, I'm going to have a serious talk with my current dentist, because that's a little out of control. Man, you kind of caught me. I don't even know what to say to that, to be perfectly honest with you, except I'm going to go back over to this name here and talk trading because I don't know where to go here. I'm in a kerfuffle. I got back into KXIN. It did roll over at VWAP. I got 920s. Hopefully it'll come back down. I'll take a 30-cent scalp and make a little money there. And if it breaks to the bottom, maybe I get $1 on that trade. And I still won't be happy because I will still not be getting massage when I go to the dentist. Brendan, what's up?
Guys, it was solo on Friday. Got the Citron treatment. Blink. BLNK. Citron just tweeting about this one. BLNK. So big move down here for Blink, guys.
What a surprise, man! I'm almost done with this Citron stuff. We'll look at that in a minute. Fun talks there. Thank you so much, everybody there. Oh, and I'm going to take somebody up on something here. Brendan's hairdresser on point. We've already done that a couple times. B is the boss, that's for sure. Golf Scratch wants to take us out for a round, so. Done. Brendan is already saying done in the background. So come to Toronto, Ontario, Canada in the fall, in the spring, I guess. Mr. Scratcher there. And Scratcher? That doesn't sound good. Mr. Golf Scratch there. And we will entertain that thought. Where are you located, by the way? If anybody wants to ever take us golfing in Southern Ontario, that's a possibility. And then when we take this show traveling, which I don't think we'll do, but if we ever do that, we will come over to, I love to go to Arizona. There's some nice, shout out to Dane in Wisconsin there when we had him on again, inviting us for a couple rounds. So fun times there on the golf courses, but right now we're talking about trading, and I think I am going to take off this AMD if we do break above right here, guys, 8607.
It's not that I have to, but I mean, I don't know. Like, it is what it is with Citron. We made some money off of this last time, so I'm going to take this consolidation short in Blink. I just got 28.79. Look, I'll take some off. You look at this like 27 to 27.50. If it gets in this range here, I'll try to take like a buck if I can. And if it goes any further than that, 26 could be a bit of a firm bottom. But this stock has just put in a $5 retracement already. Certainly, we've seen these before, and a lot of times, the timing. It is what it is. You can say what you want about the timing. I will regretfully decline when it comes to golf. As Sean knows, the reason I don't golf is because I'm an old man. I have a lower back problem, which caused me to retire from playing baseball in my men's league, and I cannot swing a golf club. If I did a round, I wouldn't be able to tie my shoelaces the next day, and it's pretty pathetic and it's pretty sad. But that's my lot in life. When you turn the 4-0, these things happen to you. Blink short for me is at 28.79. I should have told you the price. If it pulled back past 29 even, I'll just get out. This late to a move, I don't want to give it too much room all the way back. And if it retests 30.50, I'd much rather play around, like a 30 short into like this 30.50 area as opposed to here on some consolidation. Thankfully, my price is at the top end of this consolidation range, which is somewhat fortunate. I was rather quick on my keys there, but not fast enough to catch it when it was at 30.
You may have heard me say, crap there, I guess. Am I allowed to say that? It's because I thought I got out of AMD, but I did not. I thought I did. I did not. So thank God for that. I put out 85.13. As my stop because I was going to get out right here if that did hit. But then, of course, my stop went out, but it went out down here. So obviously I never got filled. So that's why. So we still are in to AMD, and I still want to use this as, look, here we go, guys. This is exactly the kind of stuff we're talking about. This is why you wait, man. Here it is. Cracking this bottom right here. It looks like it wants to take out the bottom of the NASDAQ, so watch out below as some of this is flirting with day's low. I mean, the NASDAQ could still continue to go down. There's lots of room. We're at all-time highs here pretty much for these markets, so you guys know about that. The only stock that I have really waiting to go right now is Palantir, and we're right at 20, man. We flirted with this a little bit. Let's see if the size got depleted a bit. No, it did not. So the high is 20.02. That's not right. Yes. What? Maybe it did. That has to just be a dark print there over 20. So watch out there. 20.002 did print on a dark pool. There's no way. It didn't get through there and then that came back. That's not what happened. So watch out for Palantir. I do think it's a good short right now. If you don't like it, you could take a short and use 20 as your out, but it's a slippery slope. When that hits, I can't guarantee you're going to get a fill. So watch out, man. $20 coming. We can do this again, man. Like what we did on Tesla. Remember when it was at 470? It was going, gone, and we watched that. So Palantir may have a very similar fate coming up right now with over 1 million shares or so probably here. Like that's 700,000, 800,000, another 100,000 right there. So you're looking at roughly 1 million shares on the level 2 here, Neil, of Palantir. So I'm going to go long.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm going to go long on a 20 break. But the thing
I'm probably going to go
short it. You could go short it and scalp.
Yeah, I'll go short and lose again because that's what happens on Palantir. But here's my bad pun. I'll hit this because when these run out of like power, I should say, I was almost said gas there. When these run out of power, some of these names pull back hard. Just got that dollar trade there on Blink. If it moves down further, go to 26. But Blinken, you might have missed that move, guys. It was a huge candle to the downside, but this is what Brendan does. He gets us the news very, very quickly, and we can take advantage of it to the best of our abilities. Sean showed you that trade, and if you've been following the show for a long period of time, now we have direct market access, so we can get paid to trade here, which is why it's profitable for us to short 98s and 99s, get out at like 93, 94, take some more out at like in the 80s, and make money doing that. Now, if you can't, or you don't have that kind of access, then you don't have to put that type of a trade on. The breakout might be better for that particular style, guys. And look at that. As I was talking about it, it broke 20 even, and look at that. Broke 20, and then snapped back to the downside here. So a bit of a failed breakout trade. When I see that happen, I will take a shot at shorting it, see if I can catch some shares here in the 90s, probably somewhere in the mid-90s. And then if it breaks the high, which is now 203, then I would just get out. So I love failed breaks because some longs try to get out immediately, and then I'll try to dig into a bit of a short position off of it, and then they're still getting stopped out. Maybe a few extra stops, give it to like 85 or to like 75, and then I can use that momentum to get out. So I just got, what was my price down here? 91.5. I wanted like 93 or 94. Anyways, 91.5, I'm short here off of that little potentially fail break on Palantir. So I'm risking a little more than 10 pennies, I guess. I would have liked to risk 10, but it'll be like more like 15 if it does break through that high.
Yeah, so exact same thing I just thought about there. So we actually, like, look at this wick, come on. We actually got long there and then started, it's hard because this wick is here, but then we started getting out 93, 94s because of that failed break. So now we have 2/3 of the position on that we had initially on the 20 break. So you could see, man, I'm long 20. So I don't know if it broke there because we got long 20. It looks like it went to 01s or 02s. I'm not sure. Let's just take a quick look. Yeah, so
barely.
There's no more size there. So we kind of knew this would happen. This happened to Donkey Kong. If you remember, Neil, happened to you on Friday as well on a 50 break.
Yeah, I was long that one. So I was long and lost on that.
But then it failed back down, right? That's the point. So we do break through 20. Same thing happened to DraftKings. I can call that up. And then I think DraftKings went to 47 or 48. Here, let's call this up just to show you the same fail last, I guess it was on Friday here. No, it must have been before that, was it? No, it was Friday. It was Friday early. Here it is right here. Early on Friday, here's the DraftKings break to 50. Look what happens when it fails. It goes about 3 or 4 pennies, then drops to 48, continues. Yeah, so I was right, down to 47 that exact day. So we'll wait to see if that remains the truth here on Palantir. I'm still long, though, $20 and thinking this goes high now, especially if we try it one more time.
Yeah, just remember everything I said about the long break and then snapping into the short. The other side of that plays too, right? So if you're sitting there in either direction, I think like if you structure it right, even if it's a coin flip, right? If it ends up a coin flip, I'll lose 10 cents. If it wins, I'm likely to take an average out of about 25. And then it's the other side of it for Sean. Now, the caveat with that, of course, is one of our edges here is the direct market access and cheaper trades. So it's the kind of thing we can be active to scalp out of a lot of it. You pay a little bit less, of course. We're here at Day Trade the World, so you can overtrade these types of breaks. Certainly, when you have these advantages, you can see me short, and Sean looking at the long trade, and one of us is going to win. That's my point. There's no way it's going sideways. I shouldn't say this because then it'll happen. Then there's no way it's going sideways for the rest of the day, just sitting between 1990 and 2005. If that happens, maybe we do both lose. I feel like there's 0% chance it does, though.
Yeah, exactly. So my wife just goes to me, do you want this? And so get out of here. This. I'm like, hell's yeah, do I want this Street Fighter? There we go. It's only $3.99, so I'm going to find out about this, but there it is. There's the Street Fighter machine. So if I get this in my house, there's Ryu sending some shurikens over there at Ken. So you're going to see some damage being done even more to people if I get that and can practice. So, okay, PLTR, Palantir back to 20. Let's see a break, guys. We're out for 7 cents. I mean, basically 4 or 5 cent loss on a third of it. So now we hold 2/3. We're long at 20. All this thing has to do is go to 20.05, and we good. So let's watch Palantir here break breaking back above 20 and hells to the yeah. Let's see 25 by Wednesday. What's up, B?
Just watching that blink, guys, still holding actually near the bottom of that initial move down. But this one, SBE switchback. Remember, this is charge point, so the other one kind of in that space. About to make a recent high here through this 32.50. Needs to get above 33 to go anywhere, but this one very strong still, guys.
Yeah, and Palantir looking strong as well. I mean, it just keeps going to that 20 level. Now, this blink, I've already taken the scalp trade out. If I was willing to reload at 29, what I would be doing here is sort of taking shares back in that same price, 28.80, and then rinse and repeating. But when liquidity is like this, I'm not going to sit here and actively get in and out scalping when you already have a greater than 10% retracement, Citron report. This is just a different style, and it's going to be hold this trade. I'm looking for the bigger move. I'm not going to mess around and monkey around in this trade, guys. I'm just going to hang on to this short. If it breaks back above this 29, fair enough. I'll still be up on the stock. Otherwise, I'm looking for a home run down towards 26 is my out. Man, on this Palantir, like, I shouldn't have said if it sits there between 1990 and 2005 all day, we'll both lose, because next thing you know, it's probably going to happen. I'll let you guys know that IDEX, my reload at 240, did break that 45, so I'm out of that trade. If it breaks any higher, I'm looking for a test of like 250 to 260, somewhere here, and if it consolidates and then drops back down, as long as it hasn't violated that 275, I'd remain on the bearish side of this trade. That means I wouldn't be going, well, I'm not longing in this bottom here. Obviously, people can do whatever they want, but it's that 275 area that was a bit of a stronghold, that lower high that got put in. So I would wait around to see if there's a test of that level before jumping in a short at a higher price.
All right, yeah, I know that's not a full-size arcade machine. We're going to look at that a little bit after there. But right now, I got a trade, so we're trying to get out of some of these trades. We just did get out right now of our AMD to the high side, even though it looks like it came back down. We can check out AMD. There it is. No, okay, it's still okay. 86.16 there, or sorry, 86.12. So actually, let's floss it off a little bit to finish our trade there. That was pretty good. Obviously, we were holding for the downside break. We did get it. I got a little bit greedy. Remember I said like 50, guys? It went down to 58 there, and we were sitting at 50. It's stupid. Should have took that trade, but we give up that 60 cents on the last third. Right now, we're just kind of topping things off as we go, but we are excited. Very, very soon, a big interview coming. We're very happy to have them come through with Renfor, so that's going to be coming up soon with Brendan. And then we're just watching AMD and watching some of these stocks go round and round today on what was a pretty exciting day in the market. You can see the NASDAQ with a nice little drop. We're now basing out. We've drawn this up, so 11,810 to the bottom, and then 11,850 to the top. Let's see if we stay in this range. Not sure we're going to, though.
Yeah, and that's one of those things like,
Come on, Palantir.
The thing at this time of day, you could see extended moves into, extended trading in a certain tight range. I'm anticipating that on KXIN, and that's why I was about to tell you guys. I'm going to see if I can't get some more of this out around like 880 to 890 or so, and actually had a bid down there that it ran away from. But I reloaded this around 920. And if I can take like 30, 40 cent wins while still holding for a bigger flush, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. But I'm telling you, this battle being waged in Palantir is an impressive one. We're not talking about a size seller anymore at 20 even, but what we are seeing is a bit of a refresher, we like to call it here. So you are seeing the offer get eaten, someone buying it all up, and then it just replenishes itself. You're seeing a lot of dark pools. The amount of liquidity up at this price is tremendous. There's no way it holds this for too long, and I'm kind of poised here. If it breaks up, I'll take my 15-cent hit, but I feel like it could be a fantastic one in either direction. So probably going to be the most exciting play, hopefully, in the next little bit here before we get out of here. But no promises. I wouldn't be surprised if this doesn't resolve itself for another 10, 15 minutes. I've seen these things go sideways for a long time before breaking out, but break out one way or another, it will.
And let's hope. Well, we're both the opposite on that one, but it's just floating around, man, at $20. So we'll see. One of us is going to win and one of us is going to lose, which is fine. That is Palantir for you. It's been a monster. I mean, I'm not going to be losing on the stock. We've had a monster day. We were first long down here at 1876, guys. Like, you want to talk about a return right there? $18 up to 20. Not bad for a day. Stocks can move though, so we expect a little bit more on this. I don't have any orders onto the upside until we get to 2025. 5. So let's see if that hits, but we will get some out in the teens on a little bit of explosion to the upside. Maybe even 09s or 10s here very, very shortly on that name. So yeah, man, we're at no LFT right now. So we're going to do a dancing gorilla as we get ready to wrap the show.
I do, because it just broke.
There it goes.
I just created LFT because Palantir just broke to the upside. So I can't say the same. Loss from top is what Sean's talking about. It's like it's the term that we use here at Day Trade the World.
And guys, here we go. This is why you hold on to a little bit of Palantir. Now ripping 09s. I just told you in the chat that I believed in this stock, so we did take some out there. 5s and 9s there. Oh no, Neil, more size alert there at 10s. Man, they're selling this. I hope these are orders to get short so that when this thing goes even more than we already are. This is already a double in a couple months, guys, Palantir, but look at this. Size at 2010, your boys long at 20. Let's just keep the party rolling with Palantir and take some out as we keep going to the high side. 8s and 9s and 10s. Either way, you roll the dice to the long side on Palantir, and it's a win right here. Give it to us, Bren.
Just saw this one popping up. Trinity Biotech, TRIB. We mentioned this one going back to, I think it was Wednesday last week. This thing had earnings worse than expected. They reported their Q3 earnings last Wednesday. But look at this reversal, 21%. We're right back to 52-week highs on volume. Not seeing any headlines on this one, but TRIB, worth a look, guys.
And then definitely worth a look. I want to come back to a couple of symbols here because we're about to have, of course, our guest segment, and that's going to be an excellent one. So I want you guys paying attention. So I'll let you know the last few things I have on here. I did take out some of this KXIN, like I said I would, around 890. So we get about a 30-cent win down here. I've been reloading when it gets up to VWAP at 920 or so. And I still look for a target down at 830. Now, the best trade, of course, this morning was going long when this broke to the upside, but I can play some retracements as well. I will not be shorting in front of that 2010 that Sean pointed out there in Palantir. I've taken my shot, and it is what it is. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to fight that one too hard in the other direction. I like things that make... let me, if I can pull up Palantir here for you guys, just so you can see. If you're going to be playing a retracement play, try to find something which is going parabolic and obviously overpriced, as opposed to something which has just a nice grind and structured chart to the upside, some decent selling and pullbacks. And it's the other thing too is, you look at it on the daily chart, you look at it on the 15-minute, and you look at the direction usually, and it's usually too strong. And when it's going to sell off, this is what I would like to see. Not necessarily staying in front of the train, but a day where it shows no strength is probably the better way to be attacking Palantir if you want to, or you have to go short.
And we'll just hit it because we just took some out at 9s there for a 9-cent win. Now we can't even lose on this trade. I mean, we could if it tanks all the way back down to VWAP here. But we're watching it break 10s, man. Look, we've just gotten in and out there on Palantir. There's the long at 20. Here's a first out at 5, at 10s. Actually, we got 10s at 9s, 9s again. So we're going to watch out here for Palantir. It actually goes to 13 apparently on a dark pool, which is why I guess we got 10s. So good on that one. Now we're going to wait to see if it does break high. Right now, we don't have anything else on, though. We're watching this market trying to go again. We zoomed in a little bit here to the NASDAQ. Let's see what the ES is doing quickly. This is the ES still to the downside. So some of these stocks starting to go a little bit here with not much news at all, especially AMD. Let's find that one more time for you. 8609, a good out there. I think we could probably fade some of these plays. The market not doing anything, but some of these stocks still holding up pretty well. Microsoft, yuck. My last reload on Microsoft was 201. Went all the way to 220. Probably should took some out, but this is long-term account. These stocks are struggling today, guys, on the NASDAQ.
Yeah, and a bit of a break here. Remember 420 DTTW, that has come, that is gone. So I'm out of that trade, that 365. I mean, what a bottom that was. The next level is 450 to the upside. If it breaks that, we are watching for 540. But now we've teed it up. We've pitched it. We're ready for our guest of the day. Let's go over to Brendan at the desk for an introduction.
Hey guys, thanks so much. Yeah, very happy to have another very important, I think, but interesting company profile for you today. Renforth Resources, a junior exploration company here in Canada. Nicole Brewster joining us, President and CEO of Renforth Resources. We're going to have a little chat with Nicole. Yeah, we can bring her on. There she is. Good morning, Nicole. Thanks so much for doing this morning, first of all. Let's jump right into a little bit of a background maybe on Renforth. Anyone who's not really familiar with the company, let's get a little bit of insight on Renforth.
For sure, thanks. Thanks for having me. Renforth Resources is a junior exploration company which trades on the CSE under the symbol RFR. We get called junior exploration, but maybe the better term is junior resource. We're not looking for mineralization. We have it in our portfolio of 5 properties. All are mineralized, but our flagship is the Parbec open pit gold deposit located on the Cadillac Break in northwestern Quebec in the town of Malartic, and actually contiguous to the Canadian Malartic mine, which is Canada's largest gold mine, also an open pit. And specifically, we're absolutely on strike to the former East Amphi mine, which forms part of the Canadian Malartic property, which Canadian Malartic themselves were very actively drilling earlier this year.
Let's discuss. I want to jump into the activity in Quebec, but let's take a step back first of all, Nicole, and maybe for anyone who is maybe confused by the difference between an exploration company and a junior mining company. We talk a lot about junior mining companies. What are the key differences that people need to be aware of when it comes to the two of those?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, and it's almost, I almost create a new phrase for us, which is junior resource company. Exploration implies just that. Junior companies out there looking for new assets or previously unknown assets, which we do, we do to some extent. We're in a sweet spot right now where we're developing a resource. We're doing quote unquote exploration drilling, which is actually infill drilling on an established resource. So it's very low risk drilling. The purpose is to add ounces. And then junior mining, I mean, we could, if we're not bought out before that with our flagship asset, swing into development, which is a totally different process. We do maintain exposure to exploration with some of our assets where we know we have historical mineralization, but we're going back in to prove up that mineralization and test the current extent of it with today's technology and techniques. So junior resource is really our sweet spot, but we junior exploration and developing our junior resources to become big resources and interest the big boys.
Let's talk about both the Parbec property in Quebec and the big boys, as you said. What does it say to the legitimacy of a company like Renforth to be right next door to some of the bigger and more established, well-established companies when it comes to the space?
Well, I mean, the legitimacy, we with most of our assets actually, but specifically the 3 in Malartic are all adjacent to and tied on to the Canadian Malartic mine. It's an operating mine, mills 55,000 tons per day. That means that our Parbec resource property is better called a brownfield asset. It's in the shadow of a head frame. It's always a great place to look for a mine when there are other mines present, because it validates the presence of economic mineralization in the immediate vicinity. So we're definitely in the right location. Also tied on to Canadian Malartic, we have our Malartic West with a copper silver discovery, and even more interestingly, we have our Suramo property, which is also tied on to Canadian Malartic and has 50 kilometers of structure seen in geophysics, which hosts several historic areas of mineralization, which we have done initial follow-up exploration on and have proven that it's a VMS as well as an ultramafic system with low grade on surface sulfide nickel. So we're all brownfield. We're not forging new ground, and we benefit also because the logistics and the infrastructure for the mine are in town, as well as the familiarity with what exploration and mining means in terms of the local governments.
You touched on it very quickly there, but let's go back to it a little bit. M&A, when it comes to merger and acquisition activity, what are your thoughts on the overall space, first of all, and then the possibility of something involving Renforth in the future?
Okay, so the overall space, I think M&A, we're seeing some deals happen. However, in the past year, 2 years, deal flow and financing actually, but deal flow has been on the decline. And based on what I'm reading, the smart people who think about these things, we need to see a way out of COVID and its impact on economics before companies are going to go too far down the M&A pipeline. However, we're primed for the M&A pipeline. Gold is off today, but gold trading at in the mid 1800s in US dollars is still a very juicy number for the producers. They all have their all-in sustaining costs more or less at or below $1,100 Canadian. The outlook for gold next year is to have it in the low 2000s US. So I think we will see M&A activity because companies are very fiscally responsible now, but it is also cheaper for them to buy ounces than go out and find them, especially when those ounces are near assets which may need additional ounces for throughput. As far as our likelihood of M&A, well, it's no secret that we're continuing to add ounces to our Parbec property. And I do have a track record of selling assets. Renforth today is extremely well capitalized with approximately $8 million in cash and securities in the treasury. And this comes from the sale of another asset of ours, not too far away, earlier this year. And it also comes from a private placement by the purchaser of that asset, which was done earlier this year at 13.5 cents. So we have the ability to continue with our mandate, which is to add ounces to Renforth's Parbec open pit gold deposit without having to go back to the market for money or without having to accept any terms we don't like from the market or from suitors.
As an explorer, activity seems to typically be based around dates, upcoming events, landmarks when it comes to the actual discovery or mining of the actual product. What's in the near term, any kind of exciting dates that investors need to be aware of?
I spent yesterday explaining to someone that time's actually the hardest part of this job. The near term for us is sliding. We're currently drilling. We had planned to drill 7,000 meters, a minimum of 7,000 meters at Parbec prior to Christmas this year. Yesterday we went through that 7,000 meter target. So we will continue to drill until we stop for the Christmas holidays. Then we'll resume in the new year with another, hopefully, 7,000 meters or an amount that gets us to 15,000 meters worth of drilling completed by the end of Q1 next year. And then once we have 15,000 meters completed, we will be restating our resource at Parbec. I'm very confident we'll restate the resource at an increase. As I said, we're doing infill drilling, some down dip drilling, and we're also going to twin some historic information, some historic drill holes. We have 50 holes from the 1980s. And the assay information for those holes is not in our current 281,000 ounce resource. We have to twin a certain number of them to bring that positive assay data, including high grade and interesting widths, into our current project. Our previous resource number at Parbec, which was geological resource, so more of an inventory, was higher than our current 281,000 ounce open pit engineered resource. So we're bridging the difference with twinning and infill drilling. And as far as dates, you're going to see assay results as they come in are going out to the public. The labs are slow. We've drilled 7,000 meters. We've received assays for 500 of those meters. We've submitted approximately half of our 21 drill holes to the lab, and the labs are running slow. So you'll see constant assay information from us throughout the end of the year and into next year, and it will resume in Q1, and you'll see a new resource number sometime in Q2. You'll also see information with regard to some initial small drill program and other work we're doing on our Surimo property, which is a very interesting and completely different story. So you'll see that come to market. What you won't see is any financing before the end of the year. We're not doing any.
Great stuff. Nicole Brewster, President and CEO of Renforth Resources. We hope you'll come back and give us an update on that. Appreciate you doing this morning. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
There we go, guys. A little bit of a look at Renforth Resources, junior exploration company here in Canada. As we said, RFR on the CSE, Canadian Securities Exchange. Guys.
Thank you, as always, Brennan, doing a fantastic job there. And like we said, on the CSE, so you can't trade over in Canada. Renforth, look, it's obviously 12 o'clock. It's the start of a holiday week in the United States. And of course, we trade every day that we can. But when the U.S. markets are closed, we do not have the show. So on Thursday, we'll be doing our celebrating because we get the American holidays for Thanksgiving. I hope you guys that are celebrating the U.S. do so in good health. Before we go to Brennan here, I know we have the earnings board. A Blink did get out of this short, and it broke 29, reversed into a long trade here. I got 29.20 here. I'm just looking to scalp this out on the way to 30. I still like this 30.50 area. It might roll over at that price, but time to get over to Brendan at the desk. Still some earnings to get to.
Yeah, definitely still some earnings to get to, guys. Some decent ones at that. We're getting into the season where retails are coming into focus because of the holidays. Retailers, I should say, coming into focus because of the holidays. A lot of retailers on this board today. Have a look at those, guys.
Yeah, I told you I actually liked the retailers for a little bit of a bump up. We saw what happened last week. We saw Macy's go. We saw Target go. We saw some of these other little guys go. So, yeah, I'm looking at Urban Outfitters. I mean, I don't like them as much. I'm more excited about, so there's Abercrombie there. There's American Eagle coming soon. And then there's also the big one, Gap. That's the one I'm looking for. I believe that's tomorrow night. But for that, a few good names on there. Analog Devices, Neil. There's retail. There's tech.
There's Dollar Tree in there.
Yeah, we're excited for another big day.
Yeah, Dollar Tree should be an interesting one there. I did get that 50-cent scalp in blank on the reversal of the long. I never intended to hold it. Just thought I'd get in and out quickly on some momentum for that play. Just to remind you guys one more time here, you know I love to do it. We do have a video coming out. It's going to be Common Myths of Trading. There are a lot of them. But one more thing, Valeria has dropped the link for that channel, of course. And speaking of Valeria, Brennan's going to love this National Day. He takes part in it, I believe, every day. I think, at least. So let's go to Valeria to see what it is.
Thank you, Neil, and hey guys, thank you for starting this trading week with us. I wish you a great rest of the day, and please be supportive and don't leave without hitting thumbs up. Go watch our next educational video, the link I'm sending on the chat, and happy National Espresso Day, everyone.
Hells yeah, that's something that we could definitely get behind. Brendan, that's 100% right. Brendan preferring the espressos over the coffee. So, Brendan, do you have a count so far today?
I think 4, but
hardcore.
It's still early, guys. Very early.
Wow.
That's all you got? Come on, Brendan. You got to do better than that. I'm surprised. No, I'm kidding. Brendan's all about it, and we have a fantastic machine in the back.
Yeah, that's part
of
of it.
Makes a great espresso. But one last one. Sorry, DPW. I talked about 450 all morning long. It did break to the upside. I had 2 shorts, one that I immediately got out of. But once it broke, I keep saying this, fail break to the upside. If it snaps back down, get back in, which I've done. I got some out there for a 15-cent win, some out for a 25-cent win. And now I'm going to hold, see if we can get all the way back down to that 365, which was such a fantastic price. Lots of fantastic trades to be had. I fought Palantir and lost. Sean won on that one. One of us had to win. Thankfully, Sean got it. And Solo was another good one this morning. But hate to do it. I know it's a short week. We trade every single day. We will be back, of course, tomorrow. But for the entire team here, for Valeria, Ms. V, for my man Sean Katina, and for Brendan Wickens, I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. See y'all tomorrow, guys. Peace.